call this bang bang.
Seriously?
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang. I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth calls Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. State your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, Proctor.
You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
My name is Aidan Kearney, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were going to take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never going to stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing our toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wild, and you must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go eight, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. I'm the host of this here program for the evening and forever. You can call me a variety of names if you'd like. I go by Clarence Woods Emerson. That's my name on Facebook. Follow me on there. I do like morning bus stop lives to make sure I'm not in jail again. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. I actually prefer it because, you know, even though I wasn't listed as one in the witness list, I am a doctor. I don't care what anyone says. So it's my preferred pronoun. So I would appreciate that if you referred to me as doctor, or also acceptable is daddy, not required or mandated. Especially if you're a guy, I know that could be a little bit weird, but it is welcomed. I'm not going to lie. I will definitely allow it. You can call me A. Timothy Kearney if you'd like. That's my true crime name. I'm a true crimer now. Sometimes when I put my leather jacket on and I go out in the woods and I get deep in my thoughts and I solve murder mysteries on my own, you know, that's what I call myself. Journalism Jesus. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp. And make sure you smash that subscribe button and hook it up, and we'll have a great time. All right. How many subs are we up to now? It's growing fast. That's what she said. But it's now that the trial's here, man, this is when I explode. That's also what she said. So we're up to 106,871 subscribers. Can we get to 107,000 by the end of this episode? I bet you we can. I bet you by like within a couple minutes, we can get this up to 106,900. We're at 106,871. Refresh. 872. So we got how many people watching right now? 3,700 people watching the show right now. Go ahead. I bet you at least 100 of you, maybe more, 128 of you haven't smashed that subscribe button. So go ahead. Just do it. Don't cost nothing. It's free. Let's see. We refresh. 876. So we're getting there. We'll see what happens. So, make sure you do that. Hook it up. Got a nice crowd here tonight. Shout out to all the Rumble rats. We should be on Rumble. How many Rumble rats we got going on? We use Rumble, guys, in case we get kicked off of this platform, which happens a lot. We get suspended a lot. We can't control it. So, we have Rumble, which never gets taken down. We have 25 Rumble rats over there right now. 22. Okay, but still. So, anyway, all right, cool. Am I forgetting anything else? No. All right, announcement real quick. The live show, the fundraiser, the Canton Trivia. Reminder, 4 more days till that. It's Spencer Country Inn. I'm going to put a link for the tickets. It's probably I'm not going to pin it, so it's going to like go up and down real fast, but it's right there. Okay. Go if you want to buy tickets to that. I think we got a few left. But here's the deal. I just want to make an announcement about that because organizing this is a pain in the ass. So again, the purpose of this is that we are raising money for my legal defense fund because Turtleboy's got problems. Turtleboy's got all sorts of, bills to pay. But, okay, hold on. Let me see here. So the announcement I need to make is as follows. All right, listen. So we're doing teams of like 6 to 9 again. And we need to organize them. And some people like to pick their own teams, and that's fine. So you got to message Meredith is organizing that. So you got to message her. And if you have a team of between 6 and 9 people, message her with your team. Okay. If you don't have that many people, if you have less than 6 people, you will be combined with another small group or an individual or whoever. Okay. So do it that way. And it's a great way to meet people and have a good time and have fun. It's wicked fun. I love Canton Trivia. So that's going to be Saturday night. Now we do have some tickets left, and some people like being in Spencer's in Central Mass, but not even like Westboro Central Mass, like Central, like Western Central Mass, like Spencer. And it's not easy to get there. So that's like, I think that's what some people are like, where the fuck is Spencer? Okay. But it is a place that exists, and it has lovely parts, not downtown, but it has lovely parts. And if you want to support the cause, if you want to support the defense fund, some people have asked this, can I buy tickets and then just you give them away? I will allow that, but you got to do it soon. So if you want to buy tickets for somebody else and gift them, and I can do like a giveaway in the next day or two, you can do that, but just get it done quick. I would appreciate that, because we're trying to organize the teams for this as much as possible. So Saturday night, we're going to be doing that, and I'm going to be streaming it. And then Sunday night's going to be the show. Okay. And so there's that. All right. So anyway, so that's that announcement. I'm sure there's other shit I'm supposed to remember that Laura probably told me to say, and I just totally forgot, because I always forget shit. I am so forgetful. I am like, my teachers used to tell me I was the absent-minded professor, and that if my head wasn't attached to my body, that I'd forget at home, which is very true. I forget shit all the time. So, anyway, yeah, it's north of Sturbridge. I think I don't even know if you get off at the Auburn exit off the Pike or the Sturbridge exit. It's one of those two. But either way, it's a great time. You'll have so much fun. So anyway, I was in court today for the Karen Reach for day one, opening day, we called it. Opening day. And it was an interesting day. So I'm excited because, first of all, I do feel guilty saying that I'm excited about someone else's murder trial. I always feel guilty about that, that my professional success is coming off of somebody else's misery. But at the same time, I kind of took one for the team myself. I did go to jail, so I feel like I've earned it. But I was there today. You may have noticed with the documentary crew, I've signed a deal with a motion picture company out of Los Angeles called Compelling Pictures, and they're awesome. And we are doing a documentary about the Karen Read case through my perspective, like through the Turtleboy perspective. The one that just came out was through the Karen Read perspective, following her around, doing all that. This is going to be a documentary about how this came to be, how I wrote about this and my background, and how this became, it's going to be like the Atlantic article, kind of, you know what I mean? So, and they also have my rights to a motion picture, which they intend on doing as well, which is the real big project. So basically the purpose of the documentary is to build up hype for the motion picture. And he's already in talks with like directors and actors and whatnot. So I'm really, really excited to see what comes of that. But first we have to free Karen Read. And that was one of the questions they asked me today so they actually, they came with me to court. It was really cool. They got to meet boots on the ground, interview some of those people, and then they came back to my place in Holden, and we did some Q&A here in the Turtleboy studios, if you will, the witness intimidation layer, the ground zero of witness intimidation. Just kidding. It's not real witness intimidation. And they were asking me, one of the questions they asked me is like, what would you do? What happens if Karen's convicted? And I'm like, I try not to think about that. And when Boston Magazine asked me that, I think my answer was, I'm fucked, but I'm not fucked. And neither is Karen Read if she's convicted. It's going to suck balls if that were to happen, but it's certainly not the end of the story. No matter, it doesn't change the fact it's not going to happen. Well, and by the way, Jefferson is part of Holden. It's part of the village in Holden. So, if she were to be convicted, which is not going to happen, then the fight would go on. It wouldn't change the facts of the case that she's still innocent. It doesn't matter if it just doesn't fucking matter, but it would be, I was candid about it. I'm like, well, would be extremely depressing if that happened. Like, I wouldn't want to go outside. Like, I would be so depressed if that on any of the charges, any of them that add legitimacy to this. Like, it would just be the biggest kick in the balls ever. And I'll be honest, that's how it would be. It would be a horrible travesty. And I would feel helpless if that happened. I would feel like I did everything I could. You know what I mean? I raised awareness. I started a movement. We raised $1 million. You know, we exposed corruption. I found out more shit. I did all this stuff, you know, and at the end of the day, it was just this stupid judge stacking the deck. And that's what she's doing. She's being corrupt. She's not just biased. She's not biased, Bev. She's corrupt Canoni. She's Kim Jong Canoni. And she, if that ever happens, it's her fault. Like, it's the judge's fault for not allowing Karen Reed to tell the defense. I was talking to some other lawyers about this today, defense attorneys, and they're just mystified that the federal investigation cannot be mentioned. One lawyer, I believe her exact quote was, but it's a fact. And it is a fact. Like, the federal investigation existed. That's a fact. And it's like, but it biases the jury. It's like, all evidence, by its very definition, biases the jury. So does I hit him. When they say that biases the jury. So do her voicemails. That biases the jury. Like, everything biases the jury. So what? It should bias the jury because it matters. It matters that the feds hired Arca. You know, it matters that the feds think that Karen Reed is innocent. If the feds didn't think Karen Reed was innocent, then they wouldn't have given her on a silver platter, here's all of Michael Proctor's text messages. Here, you're safe with these. They will never convict you if you present these in court. That will never happen. So they know. And so I would feel helpless, you know, if that happens. There's no other way to describe it. Like, I wouldn't want to go outside. I wouldn't want to show my face. It would be too much. I wouldn't be able to go online for like 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, it would be fucking horrible. But at the end of the day, I told him, I'm like, as somebody who's been incarcerated before and knows what it's like to be taken out of a courtroom in handcuffs and not know where you're going and not know where you're sleeping that night. Like, as somebody, it's like, my heart would break for Karen Reed that she would have to go through that, you know, but I would go home and I would almost feel bad going home. It's just like, I would wish, like, if she got, it's not going to happen. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm like, if Karen Reed got 10 years in jail, 10-year prison sentence, something like that, and we could all do one night in jail for her. If I was like, let's all sign up, will you do one night in jail for Karen Reed? We could fill her whole prison sentence up in like 5 seconds. We could do that. Like, we would all do, I would do a night in jail for Karen Reed. And I'm sure I could get fucking thousands of other people to do a night in jail for Karen Reed. Like, we would all want, that's what we would want to do. You know what I mean? We would all want to ease her burden because it just sucks. You know what I mean? I'd feel guilty going home. Like, I would just, like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, I would feel fucking horrible. I see menopausasaurus. Steal my words there. I like it. It spreads fast. But, you know, I did do 60 days in jail. So I know what, and that's long, man. 60 days is long. So like, yeah, like it, but it's not going to happen. You have to remind yourself of that. It's not going to happen. I did say, you know, when I was being interviewed about this, that I do feel differently this time around. Like, the feeling is different. I think we can all agree on that. The feeling going, and it's probably for the better. It was like some tortoise in the hare shit last time. Like, I went into that and my tweets show it. I'm just like, no chance of a conviction. I told the Atlantic there's a 70, 30% chance they will have a verdict by the end of the first day of not guilty. 30% chance it gets done in 2 days. That's it. No, it can't go longer than that. And obviously that's not what happened. And I learned the hard way that there are people out there who are dumb enough to believe Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe with a car. They're just, and it's like, just ignore everything. Like, smart people can be stupid. There's no other way to describe it. Just smart people can be stupid. So that scares me. Like, the human factor of it all scares me of a jury. I said before that I didn't think Auntie Bev would convict her. I changed my mind on that. I think she would in a heartbeat. After reading her comments about Colin Albert and evidence of Colin Albert not being in the house. Okay, I'm like, oh, wow. No, actually, I take that back. She would definitely convict Karen Reed. She has to go with the jury. It's her only shot. And like last time we still had like more buzz with the feds. There was all that hope going on. You know, that's not really around this time. Not really around this time. So, and there was always like, you know, like that, not only will Karen be convicted, but like the feds are going to storm Jennifer McCabe's house tomorrow and arrest her. And we don't have that anymore. Now we're all in on Karen Reed being innocent. We're all in on Karen Reed being acquitted. And which is great, you know, at the end. But when that happens, we will still, no one will be convinced of that. It's just amazing, this case. I've never seen a case like this where people just dig into their position, no matter how retarded it is, and just will not get out of that foxhole. Like, once you go down the Karen Reed is guilty hole, you cannot come out of it. You can't come out of it. It's just a cavernous, gigantic, you know, suck hole that just takes you in, and you're fucking stuck there, no matter how retarded it is. Like, it's just the most retarded shit in the world. And yet here we are. It's just fucking amazing. So I'm still, you know, I have no doubt. And so one of the questions that Jeff asked me today was, right now, sitting here right now, going into this trial, give me the odds on percentage on outcomes. Okay. And I said 0% for conviction. I still believe that. She will not be convicted. But I go, honestly, between acquittal and hung jury, I say 50-50. You know what I mean? Because I just don't, it's just something about this case where it just gets people to be like, no, I am retarded. Like, yes, I am going to stick with my retarded position no matter what. No matter what. I'll never change on that. Like, what? And it's like Peggy O'Keefe. It's just the whole rigged system. Peggy O'Keefe sitting there crying, looking directly at the jury. Like, it's completely unfair. It's completely unfair. So you guys say 85-15 in favor of acquittal. We'll see. I mean, we all agree she ain't being. Let's just do a poll right now. Let's do a poll. Let's start off with a poll. All right. The poll is up. How will the trial end? Acquittal, conviction, hung jury. Go ahead. Let's vote. Let's see what people say. All right. We got 500 votes in, 600 votes in, 51% acquittal, 53-43 right now for acquittal, 4% conviction. 1,200 votes in now, 53-44. It's looking like staying 53-43. Okay, that's good. So you guys are right around where I was with the percentages. You know, it doesn't mean that we think she should, there's no doubt she's innocent, but it's the human factor. So today is really these are the most important days. Like, these weeks heading up to the trial are low key the most important days of this whole trial. And you can't see it. It's picking the people who will make this decision. And they're people, presumably, who don't follow any of this shit. We're consumed by this shit. They're presumably going to pick people who don't know what the fuck is going on. So, they brought in 92 people today, and I was not kicked out. I was allowed to stay there with my colleagues in the media box, and they brought in all these people. I didn't recognize a single face. I'm also not from Norfolk County. If it was a Worcester County jury, I'd probably recognize more people. But one of the questions they asked was like, who here is familiar with this case or followed this case or whatever? And 78 of the 92 raised their hand. And so that is 86%. That's up from 75% last trial. So, but then 50% or 40 or something percent had an opinion on it. They didn't say what those opinions were. And also keep in mind, that is a way to get out of jury duty, is to say you have an opinion on the case. So I would guess probably 30% of them actually did. And then, part I didn't understand was like 15% said they were biased. It's like, if you have an opinion already, aren't you biased? Like that's wild. But I'm like, who are these 14 people who don't know about this case? What village are they living in? Like, do they have electricity there? Is there Wi-Fi? Like, how is that possible that they have not heard of this like at all? So that's just crazy to me. And we're up to 56-40 for acquittal. That's what I like to see. Positivity, folks. So again, I think she's going to pick a better jury this time. When you look at it last time, one of the things that affected her, I think, was age. The guilty voters on the jury, for the most part, were over the age of 50, maybe 55. I think there was one not guilty voter over the age of 50 on that jury. And all of the guilty voters, except for one, a girl in her probably early 30s, were people over the age of 50. I just think it's the 50, the 50 plus crowd. I just think they frown on the drinking and the driving and the voicemails, and they don't like her because of that. I think the younger people, actually the foreman is under 52, so he would be another one. But yeah, for the most part, I think that's what it was. So, and that's not to say all people over 50. Like I said, there was definitely, I know one of the jurors is over 50 that voted not guilty. I know it as a fact. So we'll see. And you got to be able to convince the Ronnies of the world and just remind them, like, come on, dude. So one thing last time was the lack of diversity on the jury, right? There's nobody who was darker hued than Ronnie. Ronnie was the darkest guy on the jury. And so no black people, no Latinos. And that's wild. You know how hard it is to find a group of 17 jurors with no black or Latino people when your jury pool comes from Quincy and Randolph and Weymouth. Like, come on. So, when they brought the pool in today, I would say of the 92, there was probably, I would say between 12 and 15 were black, right? And a couple Asian, and they were like eliminated early. Now, this was another question. Are we allowed to mention race or gender? Because remember, they said you can't. Cannoni's new order is that you can't, Kim Jong-Canoni says you can't go out there and mention identifiable characteristics about jurors, which is just like, what does that mean? And first of all, what a stupid order. Andrea Burkhart was saying this today. Like, what kind of idiot judge puts out an order like that that's completely unenforceable? Like, does she not realize the courtroom's open? That anyone who sits with the defense or with the Commonwealth as a spectator will be able to see what the jury looks like. They will be able to go home. They will be able to tell their friends and family what the jury looked like. They will be able to tweet about it. And there is absolutely nothing Beverly Cannoni can do about that. Nothing. And she's like, well, the media can't say, okay, first of all, that's prior restraint. That's a violation of the First Amendment to tell us that we can't do that. But obviously the First Amendment doesn't exist in Norfolk County anyway, but you can't shut up the whole country. And when if people want to say it, they're going to say it. So not that I would do this, or Ted Daniel could go home and he could tell all his friends and family what the jury looked like, and then they could tweet it. He just can't tweet it, but everyone else can tweet it. It's just fucking crazy. These like teethless mandates from her. It's like, what is she going to do when that happens? Like, it's not going to, and I can't wait for it to happen. Just not because I'm trying to dox jurors, because I want to show Beverly Canoni how fucking retarded she is and like how stupid this ruling is. So anyway, it's just fucking insane. I mean, and by the way, it's like you feel like you're in a communist country down there now, walking around. Hardo is like out in full force this year, Sergeant Hardo. Like, they're gonna arrest some people. There's no doubt about it. They had I forget, they were like, I wasn't out there, but I think they threatened to arrest Tom DeRosa for just being there. They're not letting people walk through the area. Like, the buffer zone is so far away. So boots on the ground went like 400 feet away with this new buffer zone, far away. And they're like, this is stupid. So the buffer zone on the other side is only 200 feet away by the post office. But I want to talk about that for a moment. There's so much to talk about. Holy shit. So, Mark Randazza, attorney Mark Randazza, today filed a lawsuit in federal court. Hold on. I'm going to bring up this lawsuit for you. One sec. There it is. Yeah, so on behalf of Jason Grant, Allison Taggart, Lisa Peterson, and Samantha Lyons, all boots on the ground people, they are suing the trial court of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the superintendent of the state police, the chief of police in Dedham, and Michael Morrissey. Okay. And Mark is not like some schmuck attorney who just does shit for fun. Like, Mark does First Amendment shit almost exclusively. And he has filed this in federal court. He's going right to federal court with it because, in his opinion, it's a blatant First Amendment violation to tell people that they can't protest or just stand. And we'll go all over this, and this will take like all episode to get through. But here's Jason Grant. It goes, plaintiffs Jason Grant, Allison Taggart, Lisa Peterson, and Samantha Lyons are Massachusetts residents. Since 2024, they have regularly, peacefully protested near the courthouse, holding signs criticizing Judge Canoni. Their demonstrations took place within the buffer zone of the second prior restraint order. For example, plaintiff Jason Grant peacefully demonstrated on the sidewalk next to the courthouse, holding signs reading, Judge Bev is conflicted and Bev's court is a clown show, regarding and with images of DA Morrissey and Canoni. Their demonstrations were about Judge Canoni and occurred during trials presided over by Judge Canoni. There have been no adverse incidents and no trials have been disturbed. The First and Sixth Amendments coexisted. However, now things are about to change. The second trial is beginning and international media attention is focused on the Dedham courthouse. Despite any pretextual arguments to the contrary, it appears that the only true reason Canoni and the Commonwealth want protesters hidden is they don't want the press to see them. Plaintiffs wish to continue to demonstrate, including criticizing Judge Canoni, off the grounds of the courthouse complex, but within the buffer zone. So, like, the protest is of Canoni. Like, who Who is Canoni to say you can't protest me? Like, that's crazy. Like, imagine having that absolute power to be like, you can't protest me because I said so. Like, holy shit. Plaintiffs reasonably fear that the DA's office, under control and direction of Morrissey, will seek their prosecution for violation of the order if they engage in a demonstration. As Dedham police officers took action to enforce the buffer zone during the first trial, plaintiffs reasonably fear the Dedham police, under the control of Chief Dentremont, will arrest them for violation of the second prior restraint, blah, 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 blah. Okay, legal standards here. This court should enjoin the order and its enforcement. The plaintiffs have standing. Okay, it's a First Amendment right. It's chilling their right to First Amendment speech. It's causing immediate harm to them because they can't be out there exercise. If you lose your First Amendment rights for 5 seconds, you have been harmed by this and you have a right to sue. Judge Canoni violated their First and 14th Amendment rights. They're prohibited from demonstrating and speaking certain content in a traditional public forum without any process. And again, who is she to say that the streets of Dedham you can't go on? She is not. I still don't understand that part. And the ACLU last time, did write an amicus brief supporting the lack of a buffer zone. I don't know where they are this time. We could use them, because this is outrageous. Outrageous. Goes on to say, plaintiff speech is protected, because they are going to be, they're going to arrest people this time. I'm telling you, they're going to arrest people. They had today, let's see. Yeah, it was Michael Bryant from Justice Served. I've been on his show recently. On that show, Hardo specifically told him that he was just he's filming it. I mean, he's a journalist too. Anyone with a camera and a social media account's a journalist that wants to be and is covering this case. And he's also an attorney, and he was down there today and filming it. And apparently the state police get to decide if you're a journalist or not. Right? I am, but I guess they're saying they're not. It's just so stupid. And so a way around this whole buffer zone bullshit. Okay, so you can't stand at the bottom of the stairs and protest. Okay, I'll just walk by over and over again, right? Why can't you do that? Well, they counted the times he walked by. And they said that Michael Bryant walked by the courthouse too many times. 5 times, they said. You can walk by 4 times, but you can't walk by 5 times because that's protesting if you do that. I mean, he literally works and he's down there working, essentially, covering this. And, he's an Emmy-winning correspondent. And the police told him this. They are literally threatening to lock up journalists for walking by on a public sidewalk. It's just outrageous. It's a fucking public sidewalk. Beverly Canoni does not own it. And so I'm glad to see Mark Randazza is taking up this. This hasn't been adjudicated either. It hasn't been adjudicated at all. So case law. Okay. All this case law, sidewalks and streets and parks outside a courthouse are given even greater First Amendment deference than the inside of the courtroom. For the First Amendment does not speak equivocally. It must be taken as a command of the broadest scope that explicit language. Okay, so all case law. Yeah. So anyway, I haven't read this whole thing. I'm going to. It's like 23. Judges Canoni's orders is prior restraint, violates your First Amendment rights. Plaintiffs deserved due process. It was denied. It is an affront to the due process that a court can deprive hundreds of people their First Amendment rights without an opportunity to be heard. Judge Canoni had no authority to issue her second prior restraint order. She cited no violation by the plaintiffs of any law or rule, and she arbitrarily determined that plaintiff's statements warranted a prior restraint measured against no regulation, because she said that Karen Reed has a Sixth Amendment right to a fair trial, which we all know she doesn't actually give a shit about. But no offense to Karen Reed, her Sixth Amendment rights do not trump my First Amendment rights, period. So I have a right outside. Being outside does not disrupt the trial. People outside being there does not disrupt the trial. So, yeah. Yeah, Judge Canoni commanded over non-parties, traditional public fora, and private property. She undertook land use regulation, the province of the legislature or town. That's my big point. Like, who is she to tell the town of Dedham that they can't allow people to walk on their sidewalks? Like, if you lived in that town and you want to go running and jogging, like, well, you just don't go through 4 times. You know, don't run too much. So anyway, they're asking for an injunction. Plaintiffs wish to be heard. The court should enter a preliminary injunction against the defendants, enjoining the second prior restraint order and preventing them from taking action on account of such, and from taking any action to try and apply that order. So specifically, they should be enjoined from threatening or imposing criminal sanctions or civil sanctions or contempt sanctions against speech that only violates the second prior restraint order. So, you know, good for him for getting out there and on top of this. And we'll be following that very, very carefully. Because like I said, it just feels down there like scary. And I want to see what happens when thousands of people start coming. I just want to see, what are they going to do? Seriously, what are they going to do? And I hope, because it's really easy to be bullies when there's like 50 people there to the people. I want to see what they're going to do when thousands of people show up. And so I hope people start doing shit like that, you know, just showing up in large numbers and making their voices heard and say, because what they are doing is outrageous. Like, her recent rulings are outrageous. Telling Michael Easter he can't testify, that this whole thing, did you guys see this order? Auntie Bev puts out an order saying Michael Easter can't testify about the shoddy job done by the quote unquote investigators. Why? What was the exact? Because like a layman would know how to do it. I got to see this. I want to see this exact. I want to get this. It was so outrageous. Let me pull it up. Oh, his mass court's not working, of course. Hold on. What's this one? Yeah, here it is. I got it right here. Awesome. Good timing. All right. Get out my old pen here. All right, we good. Nice. All right. How many pages is this? This is a 4-page one. Okay. So they want to see whether or not, like, Michael Easter, former FBI guy, his job here, in support of the Bowden defense, the defendant here seeks to admit expert testimony from Michael Easter, a retired FBI agent, to opine on law enforcement's failure to adhere to standard investigative policies and protocols in this case. Because here's the problem. Here's the problem. We all, obviously you hear about red solo cups and all this shit, and it sounds really bad, right? But the problem is that the police are up there testifying that, like, this is normal. We did the best job we could, given the circuit. It was really windy out. I don't know if you know that. It was also snowing. So we did we gave it a shot. You know, we did give it a break, you know. We knocked on Kelleher's door. He gave us some red solo cups and went back to bed. But, you know, we did our best. We gave it a shot. So, whatever. So, and the jury is then left to hear that and be like, well, yeah, maybe they're right. What the fuck do I know? I didn't go to the academy, right? So this is why you need an expert who will come on in here and be like, no, actually, that's not the way it's done. It's actually really fucked up. Okay. More specifically, his expert report indicates that he will testify that the investigation in this case was not reliable due to the lack of a secured crime scene, absence of detailed crime scene log or evidence in chain of custody, failure to separate witnesses, and premature categorization of individuals as witnesses rather than suspects. All right. So they didn't get their cell phone records, etc. The court cannot find, nor has the defense counsel cited one Massachusetts case where an expert was permitted to opine on the general competency of a police investigation, except they did, and she just didn't like that case law. Okay. So Easter's proposed testimony concerns basic aspects of police investigation, which are within the common knowledge of a layperson. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you like, when I saw this, I'm like, so it's our basic knowledge. We're just born with a basic inherent knowledge of how crime scenes work. Really? Then why do they go to the academy? How useless are the police if their job, if the intricacies of their job are just, we're all just born knowing what to do. We all know how to run a murder investigation. We don't need training. We don't need no stinking training. We already know how to do it. It's basic stuff, guys. It's just basic stuff. And then she goes, through zealous cross-examination of police, the defendant can cast doubt on the reliability of the investigation. Except there's just one problem. When Lieutenant Gallagher was up there testifying, and they go, why didn't you search the house, dude? He's like, we didn't have probable cause. And when Brian Tully's like, why didn't you look into who was driving that Ford Edge? This wasn't reliable. Oh, okay. Well, maybe Michael Easter would get up there and say, actually, there was probable cause. Actually, it doesn't hurt to apply for a warrant. There's no harm in that. Actually, they should have looked into who was driving the Ford Edge. That is, because it's not assumed that this is basic stuff. If you're one of these jurors and you're like, well, the cop said that it's actually not standard. So what do I know? I'm just a layman. I know more than Brian Tully does about who am I to know more than this guy does? So it's just outrageous that this is happening. So this example, letting Jim Crosby in, she still isn't ruled on Garrett Wing. Oh my God, if they don't let Garrett Wing in, then I'm going to be really fucking pissed. And my point here is it's so outrageous what she's doing that what the fuck else can you do as an American citizen but protest her? What else can you do? That is the most American thing you can do. When some tyrant, some unelected government tyrant does something outrageous and violates the civil liberties and the rights of an American citizen named Karen Reed, right? When she does that to them, to anyone, to any American citizen that she does that to, we should all be outraged, because if she can do it to Karen Reed, she could do it to anyone. What else? We can't overthrow her. We're not violent. We're not going to do that. We can't get rid of her from her job. We know the governor's council, those hacks aren't going to do that. The legislature's not going to do that. They're all going to insulate and protect each other. It's the hackorama. What else can we do except peacefully protest, except take to the streets with signs, with our voices saying, we disagree. We dissent. We don't like the things that you're doing. What you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is a violation of an American citizen's civil liberties, and we object. We know that ultimately This isn't going to do anything. We know that you're not going to change your mind, but we still want to have our voices heard. We still wish to take to the streets that we pay for with our tax dollars to protest you, who we pay for with our tax dollars, inside a courthouse that we finance with our tax dollars. It's outrageous that they're telling us that we can't do that. Absolutely outrageous that she's the one she's the reason people want to protest, and then she's telling them that they can't protest. So I hope lots and lots of people, as this goes on, that we don't stop. Okay. Everyone was down by the post office today, and that's fine. And I hope that crowd grows. And I hope they cause so much congestion in the town of Dedham that the select board there, whoever the hell is on that, I don't know anything about Dedham town politics, but that they say, what the fuck? What the fuck, Judge Canoni? You're causing problems for us now. You're causing problems for all. And by the way, support, if you're down there, please support the small businesses of Dedham. That is the best way to show the world that we, first of all, make it good for them. You know what I mean? If they're getting more business as a result of this, then they're not going to be mad, are they? Like, they're going to be happy. I saw some little Mexican place on the news last night. Never been there. If I want to go there, go to the bagel place, go to Helen's, go to the Grateful Diner there, the one that I always go to, Fusion, or I mean, I think I don't know if there's a hemp shop. There's a whole bunch of businesses down there. Go down there and support the small businesses there, okay? Because we're going to be there a lot, okay? And we're going to set up shop there somewhere, and we're not going anywhere. So more people, the better. Like, make life, if they want to make life difficult for us, then we need to make life difficult for them. And that's not a threat. I hate that I even have to fucking say that, but that's just a matter of fact. Like, okay, you guys are the ones that introduced this stupid fucking buffer zone. Now go enforce it. Now go enforce it with thousands of people there. Good luck. Good luck. Sounds like fucking fun. You guys like, you like this buffer zone, huh? Okay. Let's have a buffer zone then. Let's do it. So, and did you see the Dedham Police today? Oh my God. God bless their souls. They put up this post on social media. Let me see if I can find it. Dedham Police Department. The Karen retrial, they said, is scheduled to begin on April 1st. And they look at this. Look what they did. This is so cute. They're like, peaceful demonstration area, and they gave us one little corner of a parking lot, like far away from there. Newsflash, Dedham Police Department. Thanks, but no thanks. We will not be going there. No one will be going to that little corner there on Route 1. We will not be going there at all. So, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. You don't, like, that's the least American thing I've ever heard. Like, you can protest in this little corner over here. Nah. I think I'll go to the fucking post office instead. Actually, I know you'd like me there because that would be convenient for you. You guys will have a corral for us down there. We're not cattle. We're not going to be corralled and put in a pen. We are going to be at the post office, and because that's right on the edge of the buffer zone, and we will be there loitering the entire fucking day. And you can complain if the post office wants to complain about it and blah blah blah. Talk to Beverly Canoni. Everything was fine before in that little area down by the church. Everything was fine. And then she wanted to kind of throw her dick around. And here, okay. Beverly Canoni wanted us to see how big her dick was. And boy, oh, it's real big. Oh, we're real impressed, Beverly. Oh, it's a big one. A big, juicy one, isn't it? But guess what? We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. So there's that. All right. So anyway, it's almost 10. I haven't even gotten to turtle chats yet. If you guys want to have your message read out loud to the class, we got a lot to get through tonight. We got to talk about the Canton Police Audit. We got to talk about Kotkoski and some shit he said in the Ingolf Tuerk trial today. So if you guys want to have your message read out loud to the class, and I can't wait to rip into those pussies, the cowards of Canton. The Canton Police Department is the most beta male organization that has ever existed. I have never seen a bigger collection of pussies in my life than the Canton Police Department. I thought the cowards of Broward were bad, or the people, the cops in Uvalde who let that kid shoot up a fucking school. I thought they were bad. Oh, no. They have nothing on the cowards of Canton. I've never seen such a concentration of vagina in one place. It's worse than Smith College. Okay. It's just pussy everywhere in the Canton Police Department after what I read in that audit today. What? And they were all anonymous. Thank fucking God. Thank fucking God for them. Because no man would ever put their name on some of the pussy ass shit these cowardly fake cops of Canton said today. What a bunch of fucking pussies they are. So we're going to get to that. The Vag Patrol. All right. Anyway, so if you guys want to have your message read out to the class, you can click at the link at the top for something called Turtle Chat. You can pay for whatever amount of money you want, and you can write a message, and I will read your message out loud to the class. And it's more than just hurt feelings, Jen. It was like, I'm going to die. And if I die tomorrow, what will people say about me? Oh my fucking God, bro. You live in Canton. You're a small town cop. Okay. John O'Keefe was the last motherfucker to be killed there by your people. And you guys fucked it up. And now you're all, oh, if I get shot tomorrow. Bitch, you ain't getting shot. You don't work in Dorchester. What the fuck is wrong with you? Ain't no one shooting your ass down on Washington Street. Relax. Get a new job. Maybe this ain't for you. All right, anyway. Let me read some turtle chats. Let me find this. All right, here we go. Let's hit the refresh. See what we got. Today is, oh, great. Give me 1 sec. I logged out. Where'd it go? Control C, Control V, hook it up. All right, here we go. Lori sends $5 and goes on Carl Steinbeck's show last night, who I love. I love Carl Steinbeck's dry, in your face, no nonsense, lawyer take, yelling at you. I love it. I love Carl Steinbeck. On his show last night at 1:13:53, he said David Unetti on March 20th, 11 days ago, made a statement that the feds asked for his entire case file. Have you ever heard anything about this? Also, Hank is a disease, and you're right. His jacket was so early 2000s. Not Alan Jackson, though. He came to court looking fresh today. But yeah, David Unetti's talking about when the feds came to him in December of 2022 and began their investigation. That's what they asked for. So little confusion about that. That's what he's talking about there. Adelheid White sends $25, goes, hey, doctor, you look good. You look more relaxed. Last week, I thought your head was going to blow off your shoulders. It does a lot, you know. On another note, honestly, it was the documentary shit made me feel good today. Like, that was a real validation today. Like, it was a reminder that, like, oh yeah, like, you guys like that doc. the Karen Reed, like wait till my doc comes out. It is going to blow all these other docs out of the fucking water. It's gonna be dope, and Karen Reed's gonna be acquitted, so it's gonna be dope. On another note, Canoni is totally in on this with Morrissey. He has her cunt hair, by the cunt hair. I mean, I don't know what her fucking problem is. I don't know. I just think she's a townie at heart, and she's just got small town mentality, and is just like, who the fuck is Kara Reed? I'm going to show her who has the biggest dick in this courtroom, and it's going to be me. Okay, cool. Mike sends $10, goes, do you think they will go outside of Norfolk if they can't find jurors in Norfolk? No, I don't. Emily sends $5 and goes, hey, Aidan, because they found they got 2 jurors today, and one of them was a black guy. I saw him getting picked. I'm allowed to say that. And oh yeah, that's another thing. So much to talk about. Dude, you guys see all these people getting so mad about this? Like, I've just been retweeting them because it's just so funny. So I clarified with Christina Rex and Ted Daniel that I was allowed to talk about where's the Christina Rex tweet? This one. Regarding jury descriptions, media was advised that no specific identifying descriptions are allowed, but general sex and race information is okay. So there you go. So we are allowed to do that. And so I went and because earlier in the day, I had tweeted that the race of the jurors, that like, a couple of them, that one of they called it this woman who was black. One of the guys they're interested is black, and whatever. And so that led to all sorts of shit, okay, from these people like freaking out, led by, of course, Grant. But, like, please report this ASAP. Because Grant writes, oh no, we have our first violation of Judge Canoni's order banning members of the media or the public gallery from describing physical characteristics. Yikes. So that's untrue. And then whoever this guy is, who's just, you go to their timeline, they're called Turtleboy 2, Turtleboy Expose. Okay. And when you go to their page, their entire timeline is dedicated to me. And they sent an email to Judge Canoni complaining about me immediately, while neglecting that their own boy, John DePetro, was doing it as well, as was WCVB News. They all did it. I mean, this is what these people, and it's not just one person, like they all spent their entire day doing this. Like, it's just crazy. So, like you go down here, like I was just retweeting them all. So many people, please report this ASAP. Turtleboy is a criminal who should not be allowed in the courtroom. He's a repeat offender. No more chances for him. What? How about this one? Oh, remember? True Crime Jenny here. So, I don't know, that Turtleboy, he really knows to go to jail. Yeah, and he just a bad boy. He's this True Crime Jenny down here reporting on this case. Hey, Dr. Turtleboy, the prosecution has received your tweets regarding the jurors. You shouldn't be in the courtroom during jury selection. If you truly believe in her innocence, step outside and allow a fair jury to form. Your presence risks biasing the selection. And then she tagged these and all these other fucking idiots. They're just so stupid. Like the most, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. And every day they prove me right. You have to be this level retarded to think that Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe with the car. This level. Like, I have been exposed to some of the most retarded people on planet Earth since this started. And you should mock them, laugh at them, humiliate them, all that stuff. Never let them live this down. They fell for some of the most retarded shit ever. So there's that. So thank you for that, Turtle Chat. Next up, Menopausasaurus O'Flynn sends $25 and goes, your cameo at the Turk trial today was iconic. The ex-husband instantly recognized you. The ex-husband did? Wait, was he in the courtroom, the ex-husband? And how do you know he recognized me? Yeah, so we're going to talk about the Turk trial and my thoughts in there, because there was like 90 minutes there where the jurors were filling out their forms, and Karen Reed and the other team were going over them and figuring shit out and blah, 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 blah. I'm sure they have a system. Yes, he was. I don't know which one was he. You'll have to show me when we get in there which one he was. It didn't look like the family liked me. They just, some of the looks they were giving me, I'm not sure if he was right in front of me. He was? You're going to have to show me when we watch this. But, you know, I'm like, I could sit in here watching these people fill out a form, or right next door, there's a murder trial going on. Oh, the long beard guy. That's the other? Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. It's a very interesting case in that this guy did it, and it's kind of undeniable. He's a doctor. He strangled his wife to death. But I talked to a bunch of people that were in that courtroom today, and I just heard talk about a toxic relationship. That like this woman and Reddington is the lawyer for Dr. Tuerk, and I saw Reddington in action today. I get that guy's good. He's a different person online. Like you would be like, you'd think this guy's like illiterate. He can't type and shit online. He's good. When you get him, he grills police. He grills police. Oh, he testified today too. Oh, you know, it was so good. So we're going to get to some of that stuff. And Kotkoski testified, whatever his name is, from the Proctor text. We're going to get to him today. He got fucking destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. You missed a wild time with him crossing the victim's friend last week. I mean, it sounds like, so this is, I'm just telling you right now, I'm not saying this, but like, I didn't know the victim in this case, and I'm not victim shaming or anything like that, whatever. But from what I've heard from people down at the courthouse, they telling me shit like this. They're like, she was notorious for getting orders like on people and had been married a few times. I don't know the whole fucking story. Obviously she doesn't deserve to die or anything like that, but the whole thing just sounded crazy. And so it sounds like the friend fucking his wife got I saw that. Oh yeah. I mean, that's another thing. It sounds like Reddington is trying to paint the picture here that, yeah, he did it, but like he fucking snapped and she was just fucking egging him on. I don't fucking know. There's more to this, but basically what I heard from people in the courtroom today and speaking to them, they're like, there's more to this, basically. Like, yeah, he did it, you know, but you know, it was an ugly relationship. That's what they're basically saying, you know. And I was impressed by Reddington today. Like, he fucking destroyed Kotkoski, whatever the fuck his name is. So we'll get to some of that. So, all right, cool. Thank you for that one. So if you saw me in there today, that's just what I was doing. I was the only member of the media in there. I was just interested. I mean, I'm a true crime guy. Timothy Kearney. I was in Timothy Kearney mode today. I had to be in there watching this shit. How could I not? And she's huge. The dude is huge too. The dude's a fucking house. He could choke me to death. No problem. Anyway, so Dr. William Von Billingston sends $10, goes, if we're going to talk about acquittal chances, we need to talk about each charge. Assuming Bev doesn't mess up on a partial verdict again, I'd say 99% chance acquittal on murder, 50-50 on manslaughter. That's the only one I'm talking about, is that. And 90% chance on the third. That's the only one I'm referring to, is the second one. Dr. William Von Billingham. Thank you. Emily sends $5, goes, hey, Aidan, I know you're a Notre Dame fan. I just recently redesigned their leprechaun logo and would love your opinion on it. I also sent over a Better Wrote t-shirt design idea on Twitter. Let me know if you want to send me the design file. Just want to help you raise money in any way I can. I don't think Bettero's big on me using his name to raise money. It's just not his thing. But he says, you have so many people behind you in this movement, sending love from Chicago. Well, thank you, Emily. CEO Eliza sends, how many bucks here? This is a $10 dono and says, I am 1,000,000% convinced Karen Reed's innocent, but I do agree with you. She is her own worst enemy by speaking in the media. Granted, she did think she'd be doing her victory lap when the doc was aired. I just watched it, and in the 2020 or Dateline documentary, she said she had about 4 drinks. In the new doc, she said she had 6 drinks. God love her, but no more speaking until it's over. Exactly. It's just like, I don't care if she had 1,000 drinks. She didn't do it, you know? And that was one of the questions they asked me today. One of the documentary guys that, you know, I answered this on video, and they're like, what would you say if Karen Reed confessed this to you tomorrow? I'd be like, you're on drugs. Karen, you need to go to rehab. You are on drugs. How high are you right now? It would mean absolutely nothing to me. If Karen Reed came to me tomorrow and said, Aidan, I was just fucking with you. I did it. I'd be like, oh, you're high and don't know who you are anymore. You've changed, but you didn't do it. I don't know why you're saying this right now, but clearly it's not that I don't believe her because she says she didn't do it. Everyone says they didn't do it. I believe her because the ARCA guys said she didn't do it. That's why I did. You know what I mean? So there's that. Okay. It looked like a natural convo between TB and Billy. Who's Billy? Who's Billy? Did I talk to a guy named Billy today? Oh, Billy Bush. Yeah, Billy Bush was great. I had a great time going on there. You guys might remember Billy Bush from the Access Hollywood tape. Grab him by the pussy. Yeah, my interview with him went better than Trump's. So there we go. I got that going for me. All right, next up. Okay. Nancy sends $5, goes, don't judges have immunity? A lawsuit was just filed against Bev by 4 boots on the ground. It's complicated. Read the whole thing. That's addressed in there. Lori sends $5 and goes, I tried to do this Sunday. Will the new doc give Hank any significant insight on defense strategy with the behind the scenes with how attorneys work? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Thank you. Amanda sends $30 and goes, Dr. Turtleboy, why is it the ugliest on Twitter? The ugliest women on Twitter always want to comment about what you are allowed and not allowed to do in regards to this case. Exactly. They just sit there and monitor me. And you're right. They are all but ugly. All of them. You are a journalist and they hate it. When you are that ugly, you can't be mean and retarded. You just can't when you look like that. Oh, love you, Turtleboy. Keep fighting. Well, thank you very much, Amanda. Nick sends $25 and goes, Bev has shown she is 100% Karen Reed is guilty. She is retarded. The Colin Albert defense speech summed it up. I think we assumed she was biased, but I didn't think she was full crusty retard. Yeah. I mean, her whole rationale she goes, there's no evidence that Colin Albert was there. It's like that the evidence was provided showing he wasn't there. She's talking about the text message. The screenshot of a text message. We don't know if that was even Colin Albert. It says Colin on it, means nothing. We don't know if that screenshot was altered with. It wasn't a Celebrate report. And most importantly, on the message, it says here at 12:10 without saying where here is. Nowhere on there does it say I'm at Brian Albert's house here. No. So it's like that is not evidence. That's just bullshit that you allowed into the courtroom. So there's that. Bev's corrupt sends $25 and goes, why is it that Bev states to the defense that, quote, this is a new trial and we need to voir dire the defense experts again, but she's able to deny colon third party from the previous info? Make that make sense. That's a great question. Yeah, she literally uses previous stuff that came from the first trial in the second trial. It's like, but you also said in the first trial that you had to be a medical expert to testify, and now you're allowing the YouTube dog guy to testify. Okay. Sure thing. Robin sends $10, goes, what do you think will happen with the lawsuit against Bev? We'll see. Alicia sends $20 and goes, I love your shirt. 8 butt dials is laughable and sad they got away with that. Also sad they didn't give a shit that Karen has MS, a debilitating disease, all self-centered narcissists who are all protected. Jackson's right, unequivocally corrupt. Is that what he called her? Unequivocally corrupt? Wow. Awesome. Thank you. Melanie sends $6, goes, hey, Dr. Daddy, do you have control over who they interview or put in your new documentary? That's a great question. Yes, we do. We are fully, like, this documentary is not pretending to be, we're interested in hearing both sides. Let's have Brendan Kane on here for the 5 millionth time, and John Jackson and the crazy Tara Kerrigan on here to talk about what a great guy Johnny was, like all the bullshit, like, and the shit we've heard that means nothing. Just not talking about the case at all. Oh, we don't need to hear from Plevin. It's okay to just say Plevin's retarded and dismiss everything and not take him seriously and give him a platform. So this is going to be and it's going to be the documentary that sells, that everybody wants to see. Nobody wants to see fucking Plevin. There's no market for that at all. Like, nobody with the brain takes that guy seriously. So we got everyone on our doc on board. We have David Yannetti signed to an exclusivity agreement. We have Elizabeth Little, I believe. We have Karen's father, Karen's brother. We got Richie from Microdots and all his content. We have me, obviously. We got a whole bunch of people on there. Complete exclusivity. And Karen gets out of her contract on July 1st. I'd like to point that out as well. So, and we'll see. So it's going to be dope. And it's going to be just of the 3 documentaries. So there's the one that came out already. Then there's going to be the Sandpaper one, the McAlbert one. That one is going to fucking bomb. Now, keep in mind, they wanted us to work with them. They wanted to combine with us because we have all the good people. They got me. You can't do the documentary without me. It's going to be bootleg, right? I'm the kind of straw that stirs the drink here, brings the ratings in. I mean, look at this. We got 8,000 people watching this goddamn show right now. Nobody's watching Plevin. Nobody watches that shit. So if you want ratings, bring on A. Timothy Kearney. Bring back Daddy, the doctor, whoever you want to call me. Nobody wants to hear that shit. So they wanted us. They've asked me multiple times to come on and work with them, and I've said no. Unless, and Jeff from Compelling Pictures has said no, unless we get creative control. That's it. Richie gets it. Creative control. We get last rights to edit. We get to decide what goes up and what doesn't go up. I mean, they interviewed for that last documentary. They interviewed BLT, I believe the Roccos, a whole bunch of people, and they didn't get featured in the documentary. In Phelps's stupid podcast, Phelps interviewed Bettero. Did you guys know that? He interviewed Bettero. He just didn't put it in. The most interesting attorney, insightful person in this whole fucking story. More interesting than I am. And he doesn't get in. He didn't make the cut. But Plevin did. And Kerry Lama did. And it's like, that's just bad. So we need creative control. We need to be able to say, this is going in and this ain't. Okay. Gretchen Voss is involved in the other one, and she does not get to make these fucking decisions. Absolutely not. So if you're willing to give that up, we will work with you. Because you guys have the deal with Netflix, and that's fine. Our documentary will not be on Netflix. That is one streaming. I already know what streaming service there's a 99% chance our documentary is going to be featured on. It's a big one. Okay. That's what she said. And what I've learned with the Karen Reed documentary is it doesn't really matter what platform it's on. People are going to go find it. If you promote it the right way, Like, you've seen these Karen Reed commercials everywhere. Discovery ID did a tremendous job promoting it. Did they not? It was everywhere. Millions of people have watched that documentary, and it's not on Netflix. It doesn't have to be on Netflix to be seen. So obviously Netflix is the biggest one, but if you make a good doc, people are going to go and watch it. They're going to go on whatever streaming service yours is on. So we do have a really legit, very big streaming service that we're pretty sure this is going to go on. We've already signed. Like, I don't want to get too into it, but it's going to be big. It's going to be dope. So there's that. Okay. So there's going to be that one. And so that they have the one that came out, the McAlbert one, which no one will watch. It's going to fucking bomb. It's British. And then there's going to be ours, and ours is going to be dope. The best one. Okay. Next up. Eat that butt, busy that nuts, sends $20 and goes, bang, bang, keep the change. Thank you. Joan sends $25 and goes, if she's convicted, we will fight even harder to conquer the corruption that put Karen and Aidan in this giant clusterfuck. We can't let this continue. Amen, Joan. Glenda sends $10, goes, hoss long for Jen to die in the heat. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. Don't know what that means, but thank you. Thomas, Autonomous Anonymous, sends $10 and goes, first question in the jury pool should be, are you a turtle rider or do you have Turtleboy derangement syndrome? Note to the trolls, no, it's not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. It's beyond a reasonable doubt, or get the fuck out. Okay. Rosaline sends $10 and goes, Dr. Turtleboy, hi there. Disappointed that Deb denied the Easter motion today. Did you know your pal, brother counsel, tweeted out different mass case law? I saw that help if they tried to appeal it. I saw that. But it's really up to Karen's team to do that. So thank you, Rosaline. Turtle, sends $10, goes, dude, I fucking knew that bitch was going to deny Easter. I hope Jackson gets deep in Jen McCabe's ass this time around. There's a visual I don't need. Brennan reminds me of the time I stole an extra milk at lunch in 3rd grade. I got told on by someone who stole 2 milks. That kid is Brennan. Thanks for all your hard work. My tortoise, keep up the good fight. Repping the 21% of your fan base. Yeah, the male. Yeah. Let's do that again. Let's do another male female. But I'm ending the other poll. 5,000 votes. 59% say acquittal, 6% conviction, and 35% say hung jury. So there's that. Let's do the male female thing. I always like doing this. Start a poll. Then what last time was 79-21, right? Let's see what it is tonight. If this varies, that's interesting. Let's see what people say. We are 500 votes in, and it's 78%. Yeah, it's like the same shit every time. What is it, man? Why is it so many chicks? Hey, I'll take it. Ladies' night is every night on Turtleboy, I guess. But the men are welcome too. The 21%. We got to stick together. So thank you very much for that. All right, cool. Next up. Okay. Senorita Turtle sends $10, goes, may you continue to be blessed for the hard work you do. Free Turtle Pappy, free Karen Reed. Well, thank you, Senorita. Whitney sends $10, says, to our favorite doctor with love from Fort Wayne, Indiana. No way. Did you know my family's from Fort Wayne, Whitney? Is that why you sent that? My dad grew up in Fort Wayne. He went to Bishop Dwenger. We used to live over, my grandparents used to live over by Snyder High School. I've been to Fort Wayne many times. Lovely place. Bigger than Worcester, actually. But I would move to Indiana in a second if I just didn't have roots here. It's the best state to live in. I love Indiana. So thank you very much for that one. Oh, we got more Fort Wayners too. A lot of great athletes came from Fort Wayne. Rod Woodson, Tyler Eifert, a lot of great football players came from Fort Wayne. So, all right, cool. Next up, Tall Mike the Troll sends $5 and goes, no one other than Karen Reed has been charged in connection with the death of John O'Keefe. Well, thank you for the $5 for pointing that out. So yeah, not Gary, Indiana. Yeah, you don't want to go to Gary, Indiana. You might as well go to Camden, New Jersey, or Lawrence, or Central Falls, Rhode Island. Like, don't go to Gary. It's bad. We went to a McDonald's there once on our way to South Bend, and it wasn't pretty at all. So, okay. Next up. Yeah, that's true. Massachusetts does. Indiana did have the Richard Allen thing. So that wasn't good either. And that wasn't even televised. So there you go. Yeah, don't go to Delphi. Don't go to Delphi. Might get framed for murder. Whitney sends $10. No, I already read that one. John sends $25 and goes, the witness Holly Price, the Google engineer, is going to confirm the 227 Google search. Google knows what time every search hits their server. End of story. Is that true? Has anyone confirmed that? Is that what Holly Price is there to do? Because that would be dope. That would be dope. All right, cool. Next up. Christy sends $10, goes, what do you think they would allege killed John had Karen not backed up into his car and broke her taillight? What would have been the murder weapon? That's a great question that people ask a lot. Because they would have no way of knowing that when they put him out there. A lot of people say the plow, but I think they would have just said the same shit. He didn't come in the house. I don't know how the fuck he ended up there. They still might. You don't need a broken taillight to pin that on Karen Reed. It helps, sure, but you don't need it to say, yeah, she just fucking knocked him down. It was an accident, or Lucky did it, whoever. So thank you very much. Not that Lindsay sends $10 and goes, this has been my point to the trolls and Officer O'Keefe's family. They should be mad at the investigators and the investigation, not Karen. Amen. We're going to get to that with the Canton Police Department. Or no, that was the other day she sent that. Okay. Are these all from the other day? Okay, cool. All right. I will refresh that in a little bit and read some more. Let me just read some turtle chats and then we'll get started on the content because it's fucking 10:30. Every night the show starts later. Jody sends $25 and goes, please use that voice face reading trolls posts. I don't even know what voice or face I made, but I'll take your word for it. Thank you. Abby sends $6 and goes, do an age poll. Free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy. Yeah, maybe I'll do that one in a little bit. What are we at right now for the poll? 81% women I saw there. Holy shit. Damn. I never thought I'd have a show that's 80% women. That's wild to me, but here we are. Here we are. The good doctor, I guess. People come here for my medical takes. Mama She sends $75 and goes, thank you, Dr. Daddy, for showing up in KM's case. I just walked in. So thank you very much, Mama She. Jody sent, I already read the one. Jeff sends $10 and says, can you tell Tiffany to walk Knox? FKR. Go walk Knox, Tiffany. Thank you. The Rogue Town, he sends $20, goes, just because, love your courage. Well, thank you very much, Rogue Townie. Deanne sends $25 and goes, I have 2 extra tickets for you to raffle off. I don't think we'll raffle them off, but I think we can do some sort of giveaway with them, Deanne. So thank you very much. Yeah, I'll message you later. We'll figure that out. Thank you. Christina sends $5, goes, one night in jail. I need a vacation, free Karen Reed. I mean, you should be allowed to do that. If somebody gets sentenced to jail for any amount of time, you should have the right to have other people be like, I'll take some days. I'll do like a week. I'll do a weekend. We could all do a night. Who gives? It's one fucking night. You know what I mean? It's one night. You'll be fine. We could fill up Karen. If she had a 10-year sentence, boom, done. We'd all have it filled up. We would do it in a second. No, I had 60 days. I can do one more. Stephanie sends $100. Thank you, Stephanie, and goes, 12 jurors will never convict you or Karen Reed. Yeah, they'll definitely never convict Karen. I'm hoping I never see 12 jurors because I want my shit to be dismissed. So thank you very much, Stephanie. Carly sends $5, goes, looking forward to your coverage of Trial 2.0. Well, thank you, Carly. Leslie sends $25 and goes, you are going to be in the history books as a hero. Oh, thank you, Leslie. I hope so. That'd be really cool. So thank you. All right. If anyone else wants their messages read out loud to the class, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. All right, cool. Let's do this. So I want to start with the Tuerk trial real quick. Before we do that, I want to bring up a reminder here of who Trooper Jeff Kotkoski is. I think that's his name. Kotkoski. Okay. So he was in this text message exchange. Text between Proctor, Trooper DeChico, and third trooper, that would be Kotkoski, on June 9th, 2022, following Reed's indictment. So Proctor says, the statement she made at the Milton Barracks was mental. Thank Christ it was on body-worn camera. And then Kotkoski says, that's her? And like looks at a picture of her. He goes, smoke. So the first thing he does, remember, these guys are so offended that this woman killed a cop, right? Oh, they're so upset about that. What is the first thing they do? What is the first thing this pig, Jeff Kotkoski, does when he looks at a picture of Karen Reed? He goes, that's her? Smoke. Then he goes, what'd she say? And Proctor said the Alberts beat the fucking shit out of O'Keefe, left him for dead, and that's why her taillight was cracked. She's gross. Then Donkey Lips DeChico says, oh, fuck her, bitch. So there's that. Okay. And then there was this one that he was also in on this doozy of a message.
I hate that man. I truly hate him.
And who are the troopers that are listed within that?
Trooper Chris Moore, Trooper Jeff Kotkoski, Lieutenant John Fanning, Trooper Dave DeChico, and Sergeant Yuri Buchanan. Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nude so far. I hate that man. I truly hate him.
I hate that man. I truly hate him. And looking through his client's phone, his retarded client's phone, no nude so far. So Kotkoski did not say anything to the effect of, bro, that's not cool. Chill, dude. Chill. You know what I mean? What, you're looking for nudes? I don't think they teach us that in the academy. I don't remember that one. Nothing like that. He says nothing to the effect of that. Instead, he just remains silent. It's like, yeah, that's cool. It's permissible. You can assume that you can talk to me like that. I certainly am not going to report you. So feel comfortable to speak like that around me. It's okie dokie, son. So that's who Kotkoski is. So he is the lead investigator in the Ingolf Tuerk case. Dr. Tuerk is a famous surgeon. I don't know. I wrote let me pull it up. My story on TV Daily News. Ingolf Tuerk. Okay. All right. So can't cover up part 390. Kevin Reddington praises federal investigation into police who covered for his client, Jennifer McCabe, files motion for 5 Norfolk County state troopers' cell phones. Okay. So yeah, he filed this motion. Now, so he's representing Ingolf Tuerk. Okay. And let's see. He wanted cell phone records for Proctor, Fanning, Bukaki, and Kotkoski, and DeChico, who were all involved in this. This is, they call him Harry Tuerk. He was a doctor, and this is his wife. Well, she had something about her certainly stands out, doesn't it? I can't quite put my finger on what it is there, but there's something about her that, yeah. So that's her and him, and there they are. Okay. And he was on, like, he did
on team.
Surgery is physical, very demanding work. For hours, you are physically involved in a surgery, and that requires that you're physically fit as a surgeon.
But what makes Dr.
So anyway, he's famous. And he was also a scammer who was fired in 2019 after settling with the AG's office and agreeing to pay a $150,000 fine for Medicare fraud. He had a history of abuse with his wife, Kathleen, who moved into his Dover house with her 3 kids, who I think were in court today. I'm not entirely sure if that was them in court. And just to be clear, I'm not trying to his wife, I don't know shit about her. I'm just saying what people were saying. She is a 100% victim in this, and she did not deserve anything that happened to her at all. Just to be perfectly clear about that. That's how I feel. He's going to testify, huh? I did not know that. I mean, he's a big boy. He's huge. And he had a history of abuse with Kathleen, his 3rd wife, who moved into their Dover house. Dover is one of the richest towns in Massachusetts, certainly the richest in Norfolk County. They have a huge house. This dude was killing it in life. You know what I mean? And so he had 3 kids and 2 kids from a previous marriage who also lived with him. I'm not sure if they've been in court. She had him arrested for strangling her and got an order on him in early 2020. However, she attempted to reconcile with him and asked the Dedham judge to vacate the order, which he did. On May of 2020, he killed her after returning home while the teenage children were there. He texted a friend and said, "She is a vindictive devil. She played us all." The next day, police found Tuerk and McLean's car parked at a hotel in Dedham. Inside his hotel room, they found him bleeding from self-inflicted wounds, and he was hospitalized and arrested. He confessed to strangling her and putting her body in a marsh located in the woods near her house after she allegedly threw a glass at him. He's been an inmate at the same jail I was at ever since. And there he is. There he is in Dedham. Oh, I remember being in those seats waiting to go to rec. How the fuck did they get this picture? Oh, is this a court pictures? I don't know. So there he is. Okay. And so he wanted those. So
behind me, ending in the mistrial last month, but now the ripple effects are being felt in the same courthouse. Ingolf Tuerk entering Norfolk Superior Court in a suit and handcuffs. The once prominent surgeon who appeared on billboards is accused of killing his wife, Kathleen McLean, inside their Dover home in May of 2020, then dumping her body in a nearby pond. Investigators say after they found the doctor unresponsive at a Dedham hotel, he later confessed to the crime while recovering at the hospital.
I think it's a legitimate motion.
4 years later, Tuerk's attorney Kevin Reddington arguing that they should have access to text messages and emails that police, including Massachusetts State Trooper Michael Proctor, exchanged about his client and the case during the murder investigation.
They give me a notice. They say, okay, look, you've got lousy investigation. You've got misrepresentations. You've got totally inappropriate references to, the defendant who's being investigated.
Reddington is talking about receiving this.
yeah, so what a gift he had there with all that shit, but he also represents Jennifer McCabe. So there's that. Anyway, so back to this. So in today's trial, I got to go sit in there, and when I went in there, they were playing 3 hours of his when the cops found him, when the Dedham police found him at a hotel in Dedham, and then they interviewed him afterwards. For like 3 hours, the jury listened to 3 hours of this shit. It's wild. I'll play some. Actually, so this is
a patient come in who was unresponsive, and there were police looking to ask questions specific to that patient. So she called, and I presented to the emergency room.
Who's this guy? Oh, this is the
For a short period of time. I was there on a task force assignment. The property did not have a general manager at the time, so I was overseeing the
Morning. Can you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
My name is Jeffrey Kotkoski. My last name is spelled K-O-T, K-O-W.
Conehead, another conehead.
Keep your voice up a little bit. I don't know if that's- how are you employed, sir?
I'm a member of the Massachusetts State Police
How long have you worked for the Massachusetts State Police?
since March of 2012.
And prior to working for the state police, where, if anywhere, did you work?
I was a police officer at Boston University
How long did you work at Boston University?
for about 4 years.
And what's your current rank?
I'm currently a sergeant.
And what's your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Unresolved Cases Unit.
What is that?
We conduct investigations on unsolved cases, unsolved homicides, unidentified people, unsolved rape.
Where was the defendant seated when you were speaking with him?
He was seated with his back directly to the glass. Let's go to that hallway.
Okay.
So-
And where were you seated?
Across from him, facing from the viewpoint here, facing that hallway.
Point you had?
Yes,
And where was Detective Kotkoski seated?
she was to my right next to me.
And could we please have Exhibit 68?
So they play a 3-hour interview with a female detective from Dedham, him, and Dr. Tuerk.
What is this?
It's another photo of the family waiting room.
And could we please have Exhibit number 69? How was it recorded?
Put the portable audio recorder on the right side of her on a table.
So they recorded the whole thing. That's the first thing that stood out to me. I'm like, wait a minute. You guys recorded an interview in a murder investigation? Remember when they played the recording of the interview they did at the first trial with Karen Reed? Oh, wait. They didn't record a single interview, did they? Maybe, what's his name? Michael Easter could tell us how abnormal that is. Or maybe Kotkoski could tell us that. Maybe someone could tell us that. They didn't, and they took pictures and shit. They took pictures of the fucking waiting room where this interview took place. You know? And why do they all look like this? Why are they all coneheads? Why? Why do they all go bald at such a young age? How? Like, it's 2025, dude. You don't have to go bald anymore. Like, you just call up Dr. Presti or whatever, whoever is fucking, selling their product on with Dave Portnoy or with Howie Carr, whoever. He's like there's no excuse for being this bald in 2025 as a man. There's no excuse, especially when you're making the kind of money that state troopers are making. These guys are all making like $250,000. Okay. Now, if you can't find it, if you can't afford it, that's one thing, but these guys are making plenty of money. Just shill it over, bro. You don't have to be bald. I understand it's not fair, whatever. I get it. We can't all have, a nice head of hair like me, but it's just here. I don't know how old this guy is, but all these guys, they're like Proctor's my age. You shouldn't be that bald. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are they all so bald? Come on, dude. Anyway.
And how were you dressed?
I was plain clothes, a shirt, tie, dress pants.
And did you have any protective gear on at that time?
I was wearing a face mask.
What kind of face mask?
Yeah.
The detective, is the recorder on?
Yes, it's on his now.
So I'm just going to introduce myself on the record, okay? Detective Gossi will introduce herself. All right, we'll have you introduce yourself, but saying your name, your last name, so forth, okay? All right, it is Saturday, May 16th, 5:19 p.m. We are on the second floor of Norwood Hospital. My name is Trooper Jeff Kotkoski. My last name is spelled K-O-T-K-O-W-S-K-I. Of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. With me here is
Detective Deborah Gonski, Gonski, and I'm a detective with the Dedham Police Department.
And sir, can you say your first and last name for us, please? Are you both first? T-U-D, okay. Ingolf, like I was explaining to you earlier, we want to talk to you about the recent past couple days. And before we did, I wanted to read you your rights. Okay, you have rights. So I'll give you a copy of this, and I'll read a copy to you, and we'll have you sign and you understand your rights. So why don't you take that copy?
So I walk in, I'm like, I got nothing to do. So I just roll on in there, and I'm like, well, might as well go listen to a murder trial. What's going on here? So which one was the first? Is this guy the first husband right here? Earlier, people were saying like who the first husband was. I don't know. She kind of looks like Kathleen McLean. Is that her name, Katie McLean? I had a nice conversation with this gentleman and this lady over here. They've both known people involved in this. So wait, which one? The guy with the big beard? Okay. Now, was he close with her still? I did not. The ex-husband. And the father of the 3 kids. Oh, but then why isn't he sitting with the 3 kids? Does anyone know who the other Roca is her children's father? Where does he stand on this? Was he close with her still? I haven't been following a lot of this. Did he testify? He looks like an oligarch. Rewind a bit. All right, I want to see the other people that are sitting in court. See if we can see pictures of them. Okay, so does anyone know who these people were? Because I was in court, and are these her kids right here? These 2? Does anyone know? And this guy looks so familiar. Like I don't know if these are her parents. They were like holding hands. They seem like nice people. But I don't know. Are these the kids? This kid kept looking at me kind of funny. He knew. I don't know. I don't know if he didn't like. I don't know. Like, is he their father? And who's this guy? That guy looks so familiar. I'm going to read the chat. Who testified? The kid testified. So that's the son. Who's the cuck? He looks like Luigi. Stop it. Wait, are Turk's kids there too? Because Turk's got 2 kids too, doesn't he? Maybe because I was the only one over. Nah, but they saw like in the hallway. There was, when somebody just looks at you and they're not looking at you right. It was like where they just like, oh, there's that guy. When you're me, you're like, oh, did I write about something? And you're like, did I do something that offended you? I always have to think that. Her daughter was in Melanie's chat. Which daughter? You never saw the kids. She had restraining orders on them all. Is that what you're saying? But not like famous. I'm saying like offended famous. Like I wrote about somebody you liked. I've written a lot of blogs over the years, That is not true. I don't know the fucking story. The daughter's, she called the cops on all the guys. I don't know. I think that's her kids, the ex-husband. The blonde is her sister. Okay. Yes, text me the story. Melanie would get mad at you for redirecting traffic to another chat. I don't know what that means. She was married 3 times. So was he. She had 2 ex-husbands. So do the ex-husbands, are they there to show support for her? Is her ex-husband there to show support for her? That's my question. Let's see. Watch Melanie's coverage. That's hours of my time. I watch part of it. I can't watch the entire thing, The ex is showing support for her. Okay. And I love Melanie. That's not a shout out Melanie Little. It's just so many hours in the day, I mean, his wife you saw the picture of her there. There was something about her, especially that stood out. I mean, it's not offensive to say that she looked good, for a woman of her age, she looked good. I'm just saying. He testified for the Commonwealth. Okay. They were actively involved with her. The ex called the police when she went missing. All right, cool. So is the gray beard, though, is he family with these guys? And have we confirmed that those are the kids? And this one looks young, too. I don't know who that one was. And it's weird, by the way, the DA stood way back there. And this guy looks so fucking familiar. Does anyone know who that guy is? I'm just curious who that, I don't know. The great, why are you guys calling him a cuck? How is he a cuck? What did I miss in this trial? I know that there was a boyfriend on yesterday or the other day telling her to like send pictures of her tits to him. That's Ian Whiffen. Melanie Little can't stand her. Can't stand who? Oh, no, you can't. Oh, Melanie Little's great. Stop it. Okay. Oh, let me see. Okay. So I got a message here from Altman saying, Steve is her ex-husband and father. The ex-husband is there for support. He testified yesterday. They had a tough co-parenting relationship. Okay. All right. I guess I'm not going to get all the answers here. So thank you for that. Yeah, the boyfriend was crazy testimony. It's been an interesting trial. And it's just wild because it's no one disputes it. I listened to like an hour of this testimony today, and basically it's
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, see, it's the right thing to do. She's telling him.
We need you to tell us where she is.
Tell
so we
us
can
where
bring
she
her home
is.
for her family.
This is in the immediate aftermath after they find him in the hotel room, and they're like, you know, it's very obvious he did it, and like they're trying to convince him, like, bro, tell us where the body is. The body was in the marsh, I guess, in the woods, weighted down in like a swamp, I think. You know, see, they were just trying to get this out of him. They get it out of him eventually. He put rocks in her leggings. Whew.
No answer. It's I don't know one, but
The house in Dover, have you? What trails do you usually go?
I'm not sure what the name is. That's where the tennis courts are.
The tennis courts?
Dover, the tennis courts. They're not in Dover.
Did you go to this trail in Dover often?
Yeah.
How often would you say?
Once a week.
Once a week at least?
Anyway, they end up, it takes like 3 hours to get a confession out of him about, like, he admits it and then he tells them where the body is. And
For me to say I don't remember, and I wish I didn't remember, but I did. And you know what? I don't remember. This next message or something. I don't really remember. I think that's the stuff. I think you remember. I think you're being not all the way honest. I do think you're being pretty honest. I think you made a mistake. I think you're being pretty honest. But I don't think you're being all the way honest. I think you really don't want to think about it, but I do think you remember what happened a lot more clearly than you say. I do. And I really wish we could just get it all over here. You know what I mean? Like, you were in the bed. I mean, up in the room. Pretty sure you do remember. You choked her. It would just help us if we got a much clearer picture. And like I said, as a guy that hasn't been myself, it's like, hey, I can still remember it. I gotta tell you, I watched the video the next day of you coming home in the hotel. You parked the car straight. You seem to be walking pretty clear. I mean, I know you weren't on the right line, but I think you remember a lot clear.
this is Kotkoski being like, oh yeah, like they get it out of him. I mean, everything you're hearing, they pull all the tricks and they're like, hey guy, you know, I don't think you're a bad guy. You know, just tell us where she is. You know, I totally get it. And Kotkoski's like, oh yeah, I like to have a couple of drinks myself and blah, blah, blah. He talked without a lawyer. Yeah. I mean, he was basically comatose. He just tried to hurt himself, I think. But so they, you know, but Reddington came in prepared on the cross-examination. So I want to get to his part where he cross-examines the fuck out of this guy.
Can we please have number 76? What's that?
It's a photo of the defendant's knees.
Okay. Could we please have exhibit number 77? Exhibit number 78. 82, please. Exhibit 84.
A photo of the defendant's shin.
Exhibit number 86. Over to Memorial 88, please. So subsequent to May 15th and 16th, did you apply for any search warrants?
I did.
And what search warrant did you apply for?
I applied for and was granted a search warrant for the defendant's clothing and belongings from Norwood Hospital. Yes.
Oh, he's doing the bag thing with the gloves.
Yes, you can stand. Yes.
Who's this? Is this Dr. Tuerk? Oh, no.
Sergeant Kotkoski, is there a time that's on the video?
Oh, is that the hotel?
What is it?
It's approximately 5:30 a.m.
And do you have an understanding about the accuracy of the timestamp on this video?
The timestamp is off by about 7 minutes.
And what is your understanding about what these two clips are?
So that's a video surveillance from the residence in hotel in Dedham of the defendant walking into the hotel.
What anything else did you do? Can you explain how you did that?
It was a saliva sample.
And so how does one collect?
All right, so I'm going to get
So essentially, the
to
kid-
Reddington.
How long have you been a homicide detective, sir?
I was in homicide from July of 2016 to November of, till last January.
And prior to that, what did you do with the St. Louis?
I was assigned to field services in uniform on patrol.
So prior to being on patrol, obviously you have to go to the academy, right?
That's correct.
When you're in the academy, you learn things, you study from manuals, you have instructors, things of that nature, right?
Correct.
One of the things you learn would be how to perform, if you will, a crime scene investigation, correct?
I can't recall that particular class, but I'm sure we.
How can you be a detective specializing in homicide and not recall a class on crime scene examination?
I'm just not certain at this moment that when I was in the academy, I had a class geared toward a homicide investigation.
Okay.
I don't recall that. It may have happened, but I don't recall it.
How about afterwards, once you graduate from the academy and you become a trooper, do you have continuing education classes that you attend to?
Yes, I've attended some classes.
Okay. Crime scene investigation?
I'm not sure I've attended that particular course called crime scene investigation.
All right. So in any event, sir, you were
Yeah, Madam Court Reporter was in there. So is what the fuck's the tech lady's name that they always thanked? What the hell was her name? The lady that plays the videos. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh, why am I not Mr. Bates? You guys will know who I'm talking about. No, the one that plays the videos in court. Thank you, Miss. What the fuck? Gilman, Miss Gilman. That's what it is. Thank you, Miss Gilman. Miss Gilman. Yeah, Miss Gilman was in there today. Some people thought I don't know the name of the girl, the young girl with the glasses that sat in between that one and Miss Gilman. You know what I'm talking about? The one that sits in between there, the young girl with the glasses. I don't know who the hell that is. I see her everywhere. She was in court today. She comes to my cases sometimes. I don't know who that is. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. It's not Miss Gilman. It's the other one. The young girl with the glasses there. I forget her name. But I don't know if anyone knows who she is. But anyway, it's funny. It's just like the same people all the time.
to Michael Morrissey's office, Norfolk County District Attorney at the time frame of May of 2020, right?
I was not, yes, that's correct.
And you have been working in Morrissey's office for how long?
I started there in July of 2016.
Her name's Tori. Okay.
About 4 years, right?
Yes.
And Fanning was your supervisor?
Yes.
Fanning.
So when you initially were assigned to this investigation, the first thing you did was get intelligence, if you will, from the other officers that had been already involved with the beginning stages of the investigation.
The first thing I did was spoke to Sergeant Fanning on the phone about this case.
All right, and Sergeant Fanning told you basically what he had, what his understanding was of missing person, right?
That's correct.
Possibility of interviewing people that might know her location.
Yes.
What was the next thing you did? You went to talk to Dover Police?
So the next thing I did, I went to the Dover Police, yes.
All right. And when you went to the Dover Police, you spoke with them about the circumstances that, if any, evidence or observations that they had obtained, right?
There was probably several conversations about what was going on at the police station.
And you know that there were a number of other departments involved, Dedham Police, Dover Police, Medfield Police, they were all involved in looking for this individual in the claim, correct?
Yes.
You know that there was a ping that had been utilized to try to locate her cell phone, right?
Yes, there was a ping.
You know that ultimately where her cell phone was located was right in the bedroom, right?
Yes.
But the pings were going off all over the place. They were going off in the woods, they were going off behind the house, they were going off in the neighborhood, right?
I don't know exactly where the pings were going, but I know they were going in the wooded area around her home.
So they actually had dogs, you know, the canine dogs going in the woods because tracking down the pings that were coming out of the woods. You're aware of that, right?
Yes.
At some point, sir, you're aware that the police went into the house itself, Mary's house located in Dover, right?
At some point, I was made aware of that. I'm not sure when, but I was made aware of that.
All right. And by the way, in the beginning of your testimony, you told the jury that you are the lead investigator in this case, right?
That's correct.
All right. So as lead investigator in the case, you're the apex guy. In other words, everything that anybody below
You're the apex guy.
You're aware of, you try to be aware of, and have notes and have documents that you've been able to review and get up to speed, right?
Yes.
So which police departments were involved prior to your involvement with the state police? You know,
I believe the Dedham Police were involved and the Dover Police were involved.
about that.
Medfield was involved. I'm not sure if I had known that at that moment, but I know they were involved. Yes.
Why is
So, your
Medfield
investigation
involved?
determined that the house in Dover was owned by Harry Tuerk, right?
Yes.
And in the course of the investigation, you learned that at some point he actually signed a deed transferring title to Kathleen McLean, right?
At some point. I don't recall exactly when, but yes.
So, in the course of the investigation, sir, did you determine that when he signed the deed, that it was ultimately recorded on a particular date?
I believe it was.
I mean, that was a sure. Investigation, wasn't it?
Are you talking about the very first night of the investigation?
No, I'm talking about you being the apex guy. You're on top of the investigation. You're in charge of the investigation. You know that this house was located in Dover and it was owned by Harry Tuerk, right?
Yes.
You know at some point that Harry Tuerk had a relationship with Kathleen McLean, right?
Yes.
You know that at some point, do you know when that Kathleen McLean and Harry Tuerk met, sir, as a lead investigator? If I suggest to you that it was in November of 2017 that they met online, does that refresh your memory?
I know they met online on the dating app Bumble. I'm not sure exactly. Yes.
Okay. So November to December, January, February, March, 5 months. 5 months later.
It's funny, like there's two sides to every story. And so nobody doubts that Ingolf Tuerk did this and that he killed her. The question is it manslaughter or is it murder? And there is, like, I'm getting a message right now from a source about this story. Like, there's a lot to this. And again, we don't do the victim shaming thing. I'm not all about this, but it is important that you get the complete story with this. And it appears as if, the dude does have a fucking welt on his head. Like, she threw something at him, and the sex involved in this and the manipulation and the fucking, like the use of orders and stuff like that. Like, and this is coming from people who know, who met, who were intricately involved and know these people. That shit matters. Like, I mean, I'm just going to read this message to you. Again, I'll just read it to you. Leading up to the strangulation, she put him through hell. That's what it says. Again, this is a message I'm getting from a source who is very familiar, and I'm not going to reveal who the source is, but they're just telling me, because I don't know either of these people, and they are not loyal to either side. Okay, they're not a Dr. Tuerk supporter or anything like that. They're just trying to tell me the facts of this, and they're like, they didn't know one another that long. She put him through hell. She manipulated him, and she was the kind of person who used one court against the other, took out restraining orders on every single husband's, took advantage of the system, restraining orders, and get either a narrative going or it's a chess move to get what she wants by taking out the man, etc. She did this to Harry, and under his nose was having sex with everyone who could walk. She was literally talking to him, having sex with him, but pulled a restraining order the day after she learned he was filing for a divorce to get the house. She did it for years. She was extremely vindictive. He was out of the house. She was giving blowjobs and sending naked photos to a slew of men, including the neighbor. And again, I am not victim shaming, but like the facts of the story, to get the complete picture, these facts matter. Okay. Facts fucking matter. I'm sorry, they do. And it's not to victim shame and blah, blah, all that. But like especially when we're dealing with the trial here, that's murder or manslaughter. The facts matter, legally speaking. Okay. And it says, and this is from a source that knew them both very well, both, and is not loyal to either one. Okay. And is just telling me the observations that they witnessed, including the neighbor, and moved her second ex into the house, into Harry Tuerk's house, basically. Meanwhile, Harry was so dangerous, she talked to him constantly, brought him food at a hotel she made him stay at, and was sleeping with him. He cracked one night after she hit him with a glass, and he parted ways from St. E's, drinking, COVID, depression. She agreed to drop the restraining order in May as long as he signed over the house, which he did. She then welcomed him back into the house. They got trashed. They had sex. She hit him with the glass. He lost it and he strangled her. Literally lost his mind, she said. I can tell you, she was dangerous, this person said. This is, again, not victim shaming, nothing. Facts matter, though. Okay? Facts matter. Like, to get a complete picture. Again, wish you weren't doing this right now. Where am I? This is not, bro. Facts matter. I am not siding. I'm a fucking journalist. If you want to go to the feelings channel where we don't talk about facts that hurt people's feelings, then you can go do that. Okay. This is the facts channel, right? Where we talk about the facts of the case so we can get the complete picture. Okay. And I understand she's not here to share her side of the story. Okay. But facts matter. And just because a victim is a victim and she's dead, okay, doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about the facts of the case. Okay. That's all. And again, it's like I've said it 5 times already, Freeloader Woodchuck, and I'm with you. And if I have to keep fucking saying it, then I'm going to snap. Okay. It's like, I don't know how many fucking times I have to say this. I am not saying she deserved this. I am not victim blaming, but this person is a source who knew both parties and wants to tell me firsthand observations that they witnessed. So I'm going to fucking read them. And if that offends you, go somewhere fucking else. Okay? Because this is not the feelings channel. This is the facts channel. Okay? So that's fucking done. Anyway, so I'm going to keep reading this. And I don't give a flying fuck if you like it or not. There's that. Go unsubscribe. Get fucked. Anyway, she goes, I can tell you, she is dangerous. I have plenty of stories because she went after me. She was scary as fuck. She would go after guys for money and was a sex addict. I have crazy stories about her. Like she was in fucking sane. Again, that is what this source says. I wanted her to disappear from my life and literally can understand and see how she could push someone to that point. No lie. She didn't deserve to die, but I believe she was like evil, scary. She could potentially ruin lives, and I do think she did that. Again, let me see if this would give one example I can attest to because she acted out on me. I have a son. In 2012, my 3 children were spending the weekend. Again, this might give away the source, so I don't know if I have the permission of the source to. Again, this is just somebody I'm reading this from. What is this? Who's calling me? Hold on. Got a voicemail. All right. Anyway, it's not an X. Okay, it's not an X. I'll tell you that much. I got to read this always later, but again, problem is she's always done this. She tries to get ahead and do damage first to look like she's the victim and abuses the courts and advocates, and was doing this in January of 2020 when she welcomed him back in and she said horrible things and he put hands on her neck. You have to listen to his confession. Yeah. Anyway, this message goes on and on and on. But basically, it seems like what this person wants to tell me is that, and made it clear this woman's a victim. Like, she's dead. She was killed. Nobody has a right to take anyone else's life, especially a man of that size doing that to a woman. There's no excuse for it at all. He's dangerous. He's capable of killing people when he gets mad. I get mad. I've dealt with crazy bitches too. I didn't kill the fake victim. I never even laid a finger on her, as much as she would like it if I did. I didn't lay a fucking finger on her, and I went to jail for 60 days for that. Nothing. I was able to keep my cool with the craziest bitch on planet Earth. Okay? So there's no excuse whatsoever for Ingolf Tuerk, Harry, to have killed her because she's fucking annoying him and fucking crazy and driving him nuts. Okay? Because I dealt with Lindsay Gattani. And I would put her level of fucking crazy over anyone on earth. Fucking anyone. And it's the same sort of shit. Sex, manipulation, all that stuff. Okay? So I've been there before. And I'm not justifying this at all. Okay? At all. But when we're in a trial where it's murder versus manslaughter, I'm sorry, this is relevant. It's fucking relevant. It really is. Like, there is a difference legally between murder and manslaughter. And this, of course, is one person's testimony. What one person is telling me. Now, they could be fucking biased too. I don't fucking know. But it's important to have all sides heard. I do think that. And so this isn't the feelings channel. This isn't the channel where just because somebody died that we pretend that, oh, they were just a complete victim in every sense of the word. And, there's no other factors. It's not complicated at all. Bro, we read all of John and Karen's text messages. I agreed, and a lot of people agreed, that John wasn't as flawless as they've made him out to believe. You know what I mean? That John's human too. He's not like this. Like what I just read about that. He's not like that. And that's true. Lindsay did give me baby Clay, but she also took them away from me, Charles. So there's that. I mean, as crazy as this other woman, she never had a fake abortion in a real driveway, did she? So there's that. Anyway, let's play some more Kotkoski.
Kathleen McLean and her 3 children moved into his home, right?
Yes.
And that prior to that, he was living by himself. He was living alone, right?
I'm not sure of that.
You know what he did for work? You know he was a physician.
I didn't know that.
He worked in Boston.
I didn't know that.
He had a lot of the guy toys. He had motorcycles. He had ATVs, things of that nature. You know he had all that stuff, right?
I'm not sure that I knew he had ATVs or what all that stuff. I don't know what you mean by all that stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, he was living a life. He was a single man who was a professional of some repute in Boston, right?
He was a professional doctor in Boston. Yes, I did know that.
Quite successful in his field, right? He was chief of urology, right?
I would agree with that, yes.
Okay. And in the course of the investigation, you knew that at some point he met McLean on Bumble, and then 5 months later, she moved in with her children into his house, right?
5 months?
She moved into the house with her children.
That's wild.
Sure 5 months, that could be accurate. I'm not saying it's not.
Would that be important to know?
You met her on Bumble and moved in? That's wild.
McLean and Harry Tuerk?
I think we established a pretty good timeline in the interview.
I'm sorry?
I think we established a pretty good timeline in the interview.
You did?
I think so.
In the timeline of the interview, sir, did you determine that from March of 18, when they moved into his home, that it would be December of 19, that Harry and Kathleen got married in Las Vegas? Did you know that?
Yes.
You track that down and get the documents from Las Vegas to show the drive-through thing with Elvis Presley and all that stuff, and then the license. Did you get that?
No.
Okay. Do you know when they got married and the circumstances of them getting married?
I believe he told me he got married in Vegas.
Okay. He got married in Vegas. Do you know who obtained the license?
No.
Do you know who put in the application for the license?
No.
Do you know when they got the license?
No.
Did you know that initially, in the course of their relationship in August of 2019, they were going to be getting married?
No.
Did you know that he canceled the wedding on her and she was quite upset about it?
I don't believe I knew that, no.
So did you determine at some point that they went to Las Vegas in December of 2019, right?
A couple things about Reddington's style and just the cross-examination I noticed just from, it's so refreshing to watch other trials. And you're watching this and you're like, you know what I'm not hearing at all? At all. Objection sustained. Objection sustained. Objection sustained. Ask it differently. I'm not hearing anything like that. This is how trials are supposed to be. The defense attorney grills you, asks you questions, and you fucking answer them. You don't get saved by the prosecutor who's trying to hide everything. You don't get saved by that shit. You know, it's a real judge. The district attorney is acting normally. Everybody's acting normal here. Like, this is how a trial is supposed to be. And Reddington is just grilling him about like what he didn't know, what he didn't do. He's good, man. He's good. You got to give it to him. He's good.
Running ahead.
Yes.
Okay. You just have to say everywhere. So why did they go out there, other than the subsidiary issue of getting married in the eldest chapel?
I don't know.
Did you know that he was a speaker at an international conference about aging at the Bellagio Hotel?
Nope. Nope. You don't
Did you
know.
ask anybody to determine why they were there? Was it just like, okay, fine, they went out and they get married, big deal, right?
I didn't investigate their marriage, no.
All right. So in any event, you guessed that they got married, and then once they got married, they
Guessed.
came back
You guessed.
and resumed their life, if you will, in the house located in Dover, right?
Yes.
And her 3 kids were there, right?
Yes.
So during that, and you knew from interviewing people that
I
it was very
saw
important
that.
to complain that her children and that she'd be allowed to reside in Dover. They liked Dover. It was good schools and all that stuff, right?
I mean, that's a fair statement, yes.
You know, sir, that after they came back from being married in December of 19, that it wasn't, I think I've been saying 4 to 5 months was the trial. It was about 5 weeks later that he went and consulted with attorney Mary Lucida. 5 weeks to get a divorce, right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Nope.
You're the lead guy. You're the apex investigator.
Yeah.
You don't even know when he went to see a lawyer for a divorce 5 weeks
He's
after they
good.
got married?
Objection is form.
Okay, it's sustained.
You know
That
these are
finally an
I know we
objection.
had a lawyer, yes.
lawyers? Okay.
Finally.
I'm not sure.
Was it a divorce lawyer?
I believe he told me in the interview that he was communicating with Katie through divorce attorneys.
You mentioned in general that what we just heard, that they went back and forth negotiating issues through
Mhm.
lawyers. Was the status of their relationship, you know, you watch Crime and Order and SVU and stuff like that on TV, the relationship of a homicide victim and her boyfriend or husband or whoever would be important, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you investigate that relationship?
I learned about their relationship through interviews with witnesses.
Okay. So you determined, sir, that, and ultimately you were aware that they got divorced 5 weeks later, right?
I'm not sure 5 weeks is the accurate time. He probably is.
Wanted
if
to
you have it there,
represent
but-
himself? I did not know
When
that.
it was that he signed the deed to the property?
No.
Do you know when it was that he retained the attorney that represented him in the divorce, Mary Lucida?
No.
Do you know that she had sent him an email confirming in January, the end of January,
You're an
the fact that
apex
he had retained her as his divorce lawyer
No, that's good.
to divorce McLean? Did you know that she sent him an email?
I don't think I knew about the email.
Is it important, sir, to know that she went on
The-
his
the
emails and
grounds
saw
for
that
the
day, January 31st, and went to court like the next day to get a restraining order?
Is it important?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's important or not in this case.
So in any event, you know that she went and obtained a restraining order. As a result of the restraining order, he was ordered out of his house, correct?
He was.
She stayed in the house with the 3 children, right?
Yes.
He had to pay for the house, the mortgage, the taxes, electric, telephone, everything, right?
I'm not sure if he's saying the defendant had to pay for all these bills.
So this is at the height of the pandemic we're talking about.
Yes, it is.
And we all recall, you know, people wearing masks and hiding in their homes and all of us being afraid and thinking we're going to die and things of that nature.
Yes.
It's called, the governor's coined phrase is called shelter in place, where you're supposed to stay where?
Indoors.
What?
Indoors?
Indoors, like a house, right? Like a safe place, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now Harry is, in the beginning of February, out of the house. And where does he go?
He ended up going to Florida.
Well, what did he do before he went to Florida?
He stayed with a friend, I believe, in Dover.
And that would be Charlie Lax.
Yes.
He stayed with Charlie for what, a couple of weeks?
I'm not exactly sure of the timeline.
And he had to leave and he went to Boston, right?
He did.
Well, he was in Boston. He was in like a bedroom of another friend's house for a period of time, correct?
I know he was staying in Boston. I'm not sure what the setup was, but I know he was staying.
Did you interview any of the people, like to find out what his state of mind was, you know, where he was living, what he was doing, anything?
No.
Did you know, sir, that the Board of Trustees in Boston wanted him to leave the building because he was not a leased owner of the building? And Richie Kovitz is the name of his friend, had to tell him to leave. Did you know that?
No. That's Saturday.
The interview we heard.
Yes, that's correct.
And do you know where it was in Florida that he stayed in the trailer?
He did tell me, but I forget at the moment. But
you know how long he was in Florida?
I don't.
And the negotiations were pertaining to basically money, right? Financial things.
Just gonna
I'm not
fast
sure.
forward a little
He told
bit.
me it was for work.
And he had a job offer out of Germany.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Yes.
To go to Germany.
Yes.
Kathleen McLean was not happy with that, right?
He was
Yes, he told me that.
terrified of COVID.
Yes. Yes.
There was an issue about selling the house. The Kathleen McLean wanted to stay in the house with the children, correct?
I'm not sure if there's an issue about selling the house, but I think it's fair to say she wanted to stay in the house.
One of the issues was what the time frame would be as far as selling the house, and he told you in that interview he didn't care. She could stay there with the kids until they're done with school and then sell the house, right?
I don't recall that part of the conversation, but
All right.
I'm not denying that. You said it.
As you were investigating the case, you went into the house, into the kitchen, up the stairs, and into the bedroom, right?
I mean, I went throughout the house. I'm not sure if that's the path I took the very first time I went in the house.
Garage.
Yes.
And you went into the garage, and you go up a little flight of stairs, and you went to like a little ante room or mud room or something, and then you went to the kitchen. You know that?
I believe that's correct.
And when you went there, sir, other officers were with you?
Yes.
You determined and took photographs of the area, correct?
Photographs were taken, correct.
You ultimately went upstairs and you noticed that the door to the master bedroom was smashed, right?
The door was broken, correct.
Okay. And you know, sir, that was broken as a result of law enforcement action, correct?
Correct.
In other words, it wasn't a matter that Harry, was in a rage, kicked the door in. So that was the police officers that used what's called the Halligan bar, which the firefighters use to force things, right?
That's correct.
And when you went in there and you made that observation, sir, that would be, call up 282, please, exhibit 282. So we had a police officer, was actually forced the door into the bedroom to get into the bedroom, correct?
Correct.
Once you get into the bedroom, you were able to make observations of the bed itself, right?
Correct.
283. And when you made the observation, exhibit 283, you saw
Yeah, they actually went in the house.
on the floor, right?
I know, right?
Correct.
You saw what appeared to be a round spot of blood in the dead center middle of the bed, correct?
Correct.
That's the area of the bed, and Harry indicated to you that night that they had sex that night, right?
He said they had sex, correct.
Okay. He also indicated to you, sir, that it was in this bedroom. It's depicted on 283.
I had 6:35 at a time mark. I'm just going to go jump to this point.
Phoned out to get his text messages, cell phone.
Oh, this point. All right, hold on.
To interview potential witnesses, such as Vanessa Pettigrew, right?
I interviewed her that day, correct.
And Vanessa Pettigrew, one of the things is that you showed us that she signed an authorization for you guys to get access to a phone, find out, like, by way of a phone dump, texts, photos, emails, things of that nature, right?
Correct.
And then you talked to Kurt. Remember Kurt?
I do.
And you indicated to the jury that you had occasion to talk to Kurt, and that Kurt signed a form authorizing you guys to get access to his phone for purposes of a phone dump, to get his text messages, cell phone, documentation, records, and emails, photographs, right?
Correct.
And he signed that, right?
He did.
And did you determine, sir, that, let me ask you this, how many text messages did you get on Kurt's phone?
I don't know the answer to that.
Why not?
You asked me for a number of text messages on it.
So they got Kurt's phone. The guy that was sending text messages to her, show me your titties. That guy testified yesterday. Those like, if you watch this guy's testimony, it's like Higgins all over again. It's bad. But so he asks him for the text messages, and listen to what he says about the text messages.
That's right.
He did.
And did you determine, sir, that, let me ask you this, how many text messages did you get on Kurt's phone?
I don't know the answer to that.
Why not?
You asked me for a number of text messages on his phone.
Like about 6.
What's that?
Like 6 messages.
Okay.
You got 6 text messages off of Kurt's phone. The guy that asked him to see titty pictures.
When you go to somebody as the lead investigator, you ask them to sign a document that allows you to get access to the cell phone, to do the phone dump, and try to get the, you ask them whether or not they deleted text messages?
I'm not sure if I asked him that.
I'm not
For
sure.
example, had any type of
Why don't they ever? Why doesn't anyone in this office ever ask if you deleted text messages? Like they just, it is so easy to fool these guys. You just delete text messages, and then they're just like, "Well, I give up. I can't find those ones. Can't. Oh, Garino's not going to find those on the Cellbrite." It's like, this is, if you ever want to kill somebody and just send a text message about how you killed them and then delete it, and you don't want to get caught, go to Norfolk County. They are living in the Stone Age there. Just delete. No wonder Jen McCabe thought she could get away with this. With cone heads like this in charge, I don't know. I give up.
a relationship, let's say, different than that of a friend with Ms. McLean.
Objection as to form.
Sustaining that form.
Did you ever talk to Kurt about whether or not he had an affair with McLean?
No.
Did you ever ask Kurt whether or not he deleted text messages on his phone?
I did not.
Do you know that, Kurt, in fact, that there were over 5,374 text messages on his phone that were deleted?
I did not know that.
So
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Basically asked him about the text that he had received from Harry saying to the effect of, she's a double brother, she, duped us all, and I'm sorry, and things of that nature, right?
Yes.
And you spoke to Kurt about that, right?
I did.
And Kurt indicated that he was a good friend of Harry's, right?
He said he was a friend of Harry and Katie's, yes.
He's banging his girl.
Did he say that he was a good friend of Harry's?
He said he was friends with the two of them.
Friends with the two of them?
Yes.
And when you were talking with Kurt, you asked him, I imagine, about that text that he received at 4:31 in the morning.
I'm sure I did.
Did you ask Harry about the text when you were talking to him in the hospital?
Yes, we told him about the text a couple times.
Send that text to Kurt.
Why did he?
Yeah.
I think he felt bad for what he did.
No, not what you think. What did he tell you? You just told the jury that you asked him about it, that he gave a statement to you in the interrogation at the hospital. What did he tell you about the text to Kurt? Why he did it?
I think he said he didn't remember doing it.
Yeah, this
Here, so he had a bruise to the left side.
like so he definitely got jammed. She threw something. I mean, he got hit by something. That's a fucking welt right there.
Head, but it's not the left side of his head. It was the right side of his head.
Oh, it's inverted.
I mean, that's the left side of his head, and I see
Those
him.
are like little birthmarks. He still has them right here as we're sitting here today.
Okay.
Those little marks on the left side of his head.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know. It looks like a mark on his head there to me.
Did he tell you where he was struck on his head?
No, I don't believe he did.
Really? So you're investigating a homicide, experienced guy, head of the whole investigation. You've got the person that's making a full statement to you, tells you that he was struck by glass or something. You don't pursue that? You don't ask him that? Anything further about that? Where did it happen?
Objection is to form.
Overruled.
Overruled.
I'm not sure I asked him where exactly that occurred.
Okay. At some point, did anybody ask him where it occurred? Case being objective.
I don't think so. I think we assumed it happened, during their argument.
You assumed.
Yes.
So let's assume then that there was an argument, and the argument was in the bedroom?
Possibly, or downstairs.
It's a homicide case, sir. You're the lead investigator. You're telling us possibly, maybe, you think? You don't know?
He told me the incident happened in the bedroom.
Did he tell you the circumstances about her holding his cell phone in a rage and screaming at him about communicating with a woman named Kate Kelly?
He did mention that part of their argument.
And did he indicate to you that he and Kate Kelly were friends to go back like 17 years?
He did mention that they were friends, and I think he told me that he had performed surgery on Kate Kelly's dad.
All right, so I'm going to end that there. We get the point there. My point here is it's just so wild to watch the overlap in this county. And Kotkoski there, that guy's a scumbag. He's buddy. I looked at that guy today and I'm like, that guy thinks Karen Reed's guilty. Or at least he says he does, that guy would never even consider a world in which Karen Reed was innocent because he's just not trained to be that way. He is trained no matter what to back up his homies that he works with. And, nobody, and the Canton police are like that as well. We're going to get to them in one moment. Let me just read a couple turtle chats here before we end with the Canton Police Department audit thing, because we got to talk about that. Does anybody have a copy of the whole audit? I've seen bits and pieces of it online. I haven't seen the whole thing. I don't know if there's like a document if someone wants to send that to me. Okay. Heidi Turk. I don't know if this is related to Dr. Tuerk. Sends $100 and says, Dr. Turtleboy, hashtag facts absolutely matter. Here for the facts, insights, humor. Love ladies' night with daddy. Love Heidi. Well, thank you, Heidi. I appreciate that. Ladies' night with daddy. All right. Just a reminder, sends $10, goes, maybe it would be worth it to send Reddington the message telling him you saw him in action today. Kindness matters. You were great regardless of what you decide. Oh, I talked to Reddington today. During the break today. He complimented me on my suit. So I really appreciated that. So we have a great relationship, him and I. We get along fine. He's funny. Like he's like online, you would think like this guy is like a retarded drunk. The way he writes, you're like, is this guy serious? And then you see him in action in court and you're like, man, this guy's good. Like, holy shit, So I like Reddington likes me. He's very complimentary of me in my journalism. He thinks Karen Reed's innocent. And I think he thinks all defendants are innocent, but I think there's a mutual respect factor there between the two of us. So there's that. And remember, we started off on the wrong foot. I think he called me Turtleboy and said he wanted to dance with me. Remember that? Go back and read. I forget what part. It's like one of the first 10 in the Can't Cover Up series. It was wild. We got off to a bad start. Okay. All right. Next up, Todd sends $10, goes, what do the McAlberts have to add to a documentary? We went to the bar, went home, banged, butt dialed. The guy was dead when we woke up. Oh, and the guy never came in the house. Run the credits. If they know anything about this murder, what can they add to a whole doc? Exactly. The only thing they can add to a doc is we are victims. That is the only, that Turtleboy's the bad guy. We're victims, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Even if their stupid documentary gets made like that, I'm cool with it because we get to make our documentary. And guess what? Any publicity is good publicity as far as I'm concerned. Millions, like that's great branding no matter what. Because people are going to see that. Millions of people are going to see that who hadn't heard of this case before. And they're going to look into it and they're going to be like, oh shit, this dude was right. Love that fucking guy. So it's going to be great for me no matter how they portray me, no matter what. So there's that. Next up. Danielle sends $25 goes, Katie has 3 kids. He has 2. He admitted it. So it's just about whether or not it was intentional or premeditated. One of my very good friends was one of Katie's best friends. It's sad. No, for sure. And I'm not trying to victim blame Katie here. Nobody deserves to die. No, there's no, I mean, he's where he belongs. He's in jail. He couldn't control his anger as he should have, and he killed somebody. And there's just no excuse for it. So, but again, the whole story matters. So there's that. Sophie sends $25 and goes, Doctor, very few people are brave enough to put their neck on the line for another. You are one of the most courageous people I've ever seen. You are a legend. Free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy. I swear to God, that's a real thing. People think these aren't real. It's very real. So thank you very much for that one, Sophie. I appreciate that. Christy sends $10, goes, hi, thank you for all your amazing work. Did you see the Urkel-looking lawyer on Court TV closing arguments last night with Vinnie Politan? He said he spoke with Leah Foley, and she told him that she is being contacted to intervene in the Karen Reed case. Do you know if this is bullshit? I don't know anything. I've heard that. I've seen the clip. I have no way of knowing that. Yeah, we don't have super chats. We have turtle chats, and it's linked to the top. So thank you for that one. The top of the chat. Eric sends $10, goes, do you get butthurt when Cosgrove, Brennan, Mello, and anyone else who bastardizes your last name? Or are you just on to bigger battles? I do. It is a pet peeve of mine when they say Kearney or Kearney and it's Kearney. It is very refreshing. I don't know if it was Judge Sisiski the other day or somebody said my name right. And I'm like, ooh, that was very refreshing to hear that. Very refreshing because everyone gets it wrong. And spelling my name Aiden, that's another pet peeve of mine, you know? So there's that. But yes, it does bother me. I'm not going to lie, but you know, it's not the end of the world. Joanne sends $100. Thank you, Joanne. Says, thanks for everything. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that. Free Karen Reed indeed. JJ sends $5. Goes, Bev won't allow Easter because he's FBI. She doesn't want that word invoked. The defense should get retired state police detective Todd McGee, the guy BLT has on often. I know that guy's good too. They should get him on there. I agree completely. Andrea sends $25 and goes, because I despise Auntie Bev. Don't we all? Don't we all? Canton Mom sends $10, goes, hey, doctor, I wanted to leave a healthy homemade lunch for the team on a long trial day with a side of buffalo chicken dip for you. Think this is feasible? Honest, I got so hungry in court today. We need like snack time. And that's another pet peeve of mine. Norfolk County. The vending machine in the courthouse. It's got some good snacks in there. It's got those Snyder's pretzels, the whatchamacallit, the like pretzel bits, but they're honey mustard flavored. Oh, don't let me around a whole bag of those. I will eat the whole. If you put some marijuana in front of me and a bag of those Snyder pretzel, they're gone the next fucking morning. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up and just been disgusted with myself. I'm like, holy shit. I ate the whole fucking bag. I did it again. I smoked and had Snyder pretzels. Those are just, you can't, the honey Western ones. Anybody who's ever had them knows you just keep fucking eating them. They're too fucking good. They're the best. They're that flavor, but no other flavor of them is that goddamn addicting. And just marijuana makes me just eat too much fucking food. It's bad. But anyway, in the vending machine in the courthouse there, those are in there. So I like that. They're $1.50. Problem, the card doesn't take card, also doesn't take cash, like dollar bills, no good. So you have to bring in goddamn change, like we're on the Mass Pike circa 1994, throwing shit in the basket there. And so, but you know what I mean? Where you wake up and you're just disgusted with yourself. I had that. I hate that feeling when I wake up. I'm like, fucking pig. Like, what did I do? I ate the whole bag. What the fuck? Oh my God. And I skip breakfast. I'm like, I'm disgusting. Oh, anyway, next up. So yes, you can deliver buffalo chicken dip to the courthouse because they don't feed us till you don't get lunch till 1. I saw DePetro munching on his little home. He brings a lunchbox with him. Of course he does. Which I got to give him props for, because I get really hungry in there and I'm like, I would love a snack, but the vending machine doesn't take money. So I got wicked hungry. So yes, you bring me buffalo chicken dip, I'll eat it. There's that. Thank you. Robert sends $10, goes, when are your upcoming court dates so the public can attend? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't fucking know. Oh, May 13th is a good court date. For my civil lawsuit, I'm suing the fake victim for deformation because she said that I'm a rapist. And I will not stand for that shit. And I'm a drug addict, all types of shit. So she has a motion to dismiss coming for that. But there's just one problem. So she filed an anti-slap motion to dismiss, which is completely inapplicable to what is happening here because I'm not trying to silence her for her government speech. It's in Worcester Superior Court, I believe courtroom 24. I want to say on May 13th at 2 p.m. There will probably be a Karen Reed hearing, which will obviously be whatever. But if you want, I'm going to be going to it because she's representing herself. She scammed people out of like $2,000 in donations and never hired a lawyer. Okay. So she's representing herself and she's being coached on and basically represented. Her pleadings are obviously being written by Grant. Okay. And Grant will come to her hearings because he thinks he's going to get a hand job at the end of this. It's not going to happen. He wouldn't want one from her anyway. Trust me. And, it will be, he'll be in court trying to coach her on. But I will say this to Grande. I've already alerted the media to the hearing. And one person who I know will be in attendance on May 13th is Daily Wire reporter Jessica Machado. And that means Grant can't be there because she has a restraining order on him because he physically abused her. And so there's that. So that will, I know I have that court date. I probably have some others. We're still waiting on the motion to dismiss to see what happens with that. But we'll see what happens. So thank you. Next up. Kristen sends $10, goes back to Carl Steinbeck because he's awesome. Did you see the one of his last shows where he indicated how he crossed Jen McCabe? It was only 30 seconds, but it was intense, amazing, and hilarious. No, I got to hear it. So that's good stuff. Thank you. Jess sends $7. It goes supporting from Alabama. Roll Turtle. All right. Roll Turtle. This is all unbelievable. And I'm so sad for Karen, John, you, and all residents of this clearly corrupt state of Massachusetts. Hoss long until real justice is served. I know it's sad when people in Alabama are looking at us and be like, yo, y'all courts are fucked up. Like, Alabama is telling us like to get with the times. That's not good. Not good. Yeah, she is representing herself. Stop it. Think about it. If this I'm suing her for claiming that she raped me. It's for her saying, oh, he raped me. Never happened, obviously. So all of this is going to have to come out. All the text messages, and these are filthy. Oh my goodness gracious. But again, you have to defend yourself. And, you know, if you can't say, oh, it was a rape victim, and then it's like a day later, show me your cock, daddy. Oh, show me, you know, that's not, you know, so all of that's going to have to come out, unfortunately, because I don't stand for that. And notice that the rape shit stopped as soon as someone got sued. They all stopped, because that was the fuck around, find out time, wasn't it? They fucked around and she found out. She's not the only one who's going to find out, though. I will not stand for that. So next up. Okay. Did I read this one? Mike D sends $10, goes, hello, doctor. I've got a fever, and the only prescription is case dismissed in both yours and Karen's. Also, give a shout out to Taylor M, who's definitely watching. I hope you are good. Shout out Taylor. Absolutely. Amanda sends $10, says, everyone on YouTube was talking about you being at the other trial today. Boss move. That's what a real journalist does. You were literally the only one covering it. I know shit can get draining, but you got this. But like I said, you know, it was just, I had nothing else to do. I went in there out of pure boredom, because it's either that or sit in a courtroom watching paint dry. Like, that was what was going on. So I'm like, I'll just go in there and watch a murder trial. Might as well. I'm here. All right. So there's that. Amanda sends $25 and goes, Dr. Unk, I wanted to slap the lisp out of Kotkoski's mouth when he was on the stand in Tuerk's trial today. Also, why the fuck are the Slam Pig Sullivan sluts still on the witness list? Can't someone just give Marietta a football and send her back on the field? I don't know. The Sullivan sluts. Remember that over there? Oh God, they're the worst. Next up, Hate Meatball Bev Keyser sends $10, goes, 10 years ago, I was beaten up by my alcoholic boyfriend. I charged him with assault, and the court put him in jail for 3 months. And they asked me to go to a domestic violence counseling group. I was in Quincy. There were 24 women that were assaulted by men. And out of 24, 17 were partners of police officers. So yeah, cops are pussies, but they're also bullies and protected by their friends to the detriment of every woman I met that night. And I'm not, but I won't go there. I will not generalize police like that. There's a lot of great people who are police officers. There's a lot of mediocre people, and there's some bad people too, just like any other profession. So the problem with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office is they all protect each other. And if there are any good ones, they are protecting the bad ones, which makes them just as bad. So thank you. Mike D sends $10, goes, hello, doctor. No, I already read that one. Melissa sends $10, goes, Aidan, I'm so happy for you and the deal you have going with compelling pictures. Besides Karen, you're passionate, intelligent, and inspiring of justice perspective is so crucial to the truth in this nightmare ordeal. On a lighter note, who do you think should play the dashing Dr. Daddy Turtleboy in the movie? I'd like to play myself, quite frankly, but you know, I'd settle for, you know, there's been some talks. I'm not giving it away. Big names, though. Big names for the director. Big names for who's going to play me. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Nicole sends $10, goes, I read some of the Canton audit. I'm so tired of everyone referring to you as a blogger or a social media influencer. You're an award-winning journalist and should be referred to as such. Put some respect on our daddy's name. Free Dr. Daddy. I know. I'm saying, Nicole. I'm sick of it too. I'm glad the outrage is shared by many of us. Thank you. Next up, Courtney sends $10, goes, your presence in the media box during the Tuerk trial was incredibly powerful. I didn't mean nothing by it. We need more men like you. I appreciate it. I can't take credit for it. I just had nothing else to do. I had nothing, and I have an interest in this shit. I'm A. Timothy Kearney, true crime investigator extraordinaire. How could I not go in there and watch that trial? So there's that. Okay. Mary sends $15, goes, doctor, will we have some technology experts on this jury this time? I'm not sure, Mary. I hope so. Hope so. Okay. And also have some cash apps. Let me read a few of these and then we'll end with the Canton Police Audit shit. Suzanne sends $10, goes, Failure Swift is bigger than Megabeth. Picture on X. Oh, I forgot about Failure Swift. Oh, she sued me. Go back and read the blogs about Failure Swift. She was she was a beaut. Thanks. Chad sends $5 and says no comment. All right, thanks, Chad. Laura sends $15, goes, the Canton Police Department audit is out. Yes, it is. We're going to go over it momentarily. Okay, cool. If anyone else wants to have their message read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we'll do it that way. Time out. I got to take a little boys' room real quick. I'm going to play something for you. Hold on. Let me find something good. What's this?
I be looking fresh with them feds watching. I be looking fresh with them feds watching. I be looking fresh with them feds watching. New whip, yeah. Dogs, Toto. All you're doing is going down a bloody yellow brick motherfucking road. Sexual misconduct on a student. I be looking fresh with them feds watching. I be looking fresh with them feds watching. New whip, yeah. Dogs, Toto. Make your block hot. Kettle, $140, evil couldn't evil, I be stunting. Paparazzi, put the barrel down your throat, have you singing Lady Gaga. I be looking fresh with them feds watching. 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 New whip, yeah. Dogs, Toto.
All right, we're back. All right, so let's finish this with some Canton Police Audit fuckery, of which there is many. Let me pull it up. I know a bunch of people have sent it to me. Perfect. Awesome. It's making me create an account, an Adobe Acrobat account. Okay, making me make account. Okay. Gay. Let's see this one. No. How about it's this one? Okay, I got sent to download. Got it. Victoria Vento came through. Thank you, miss. All right. All right. So the audit is in. I haven't read the same 206 pages. Holy shit. All right, let's get through as much of this as we can. Dude. All right. Evidence and crime scene protocols. The audit team reviewed a series of, during the examination, the audit team assessed the response and crime scene procedures carried out by the Canton police officers on January 29th. These actions were compared against existing policies and regulations and requirements to determine compliance. To review this major incident encompassed crime scene investigations, police reports, blah, 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 blah. Policy violations were identified and are detailed below and in the final report. Wait, what the hell is that? You don't have permission to create. Oh, I can't draw on this. Oh, boo. All right. Anyway, so let's see. This is what they could have done. The first thing that stands out. First responding officers should have photographed Boston police officer John O'Keefe at the location where he was found before fire rescue moved him to the rescue. And that's, I guess, yeah. That's not my biggest beef with what they did. All interviews of critical witnesses, including Jennifer McCabe and Carrie Roberts, should have been conducted at the Canton Police Department. Exactly. On camera. Alone. Duh. Consensual recorded witness interviews should have been conducted. Consensual? Yeah. Record them. None of them were recorded. Dr. Turk's was, but the state police, along with the Canton police, should have maintained a police presence at 34 Fairview Road, pending the secondary search conducted by state police crime scene units. Exactly. They should have stayed there all day. They should have just they're like, oh, the crime scene tape wouldn't stand up. So put a fucking officer there, sit his ass there the entire day and just watch him. Or better yet, why didn't Brian Albert offer up his house as a command center? Hey guys, if you sit out there, do it. If you need to use the bathroom or, if you want a cup of coffee, stay warm, come on inside. Don't worry. It's nice and clean because Nicole cleans a lot. So there's that. You can come in here and do that. And, you could talk to my gay autistic ogre son or whatever you want to do. Just make yourselves at home. But they didn't do that. All video footage files maintained on Canton Police computer systems of Karen Reed's Lexus SUV while it was housed at Canton Police should have been requested and turned over early in the Karen Reed case to lead investigators for any action deemed as appropriate. Exactly. So they get it. But management and culture. All right. Chief Rafferty is highly respected by members of the department. There is a noticeable decrease in morale among department members, largely due to public scrutiny, oh, God forbid, regarding the Canton Police handling of the death of John O'Keefe. While constructive feedback is beneficial, the continuation of personal criticisms has transformed from a method for improvement to personal attacks. Oh, what does this have to do with an audit? What, if anything, does social media criticism have to do with an audit of the police department? These attacks via various avenues, such as social media, phone calls, and public demonstrations, have had significant impact on morale. Who cares? Social media personalities, that's me, have claimed that Canton PD deliberately mishandled the crime scene where he was found. I wouldn't say deliberately. I would like to take this time to point out that the Canton police officers were rather forthcoming in their testimony that testified. All of the Canton police officers testified, stated unequivocally that Karen Reed never said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. All 5 of them said that. All of the Canton police officers testified that there were exactly 0 pieces of red taillight found at the scene. So they were very honest and very forthcoming in that, saying that. So I would like to commend them for that, for not lying about, what they saw, not making excuses for and honestly, but I will condemn them for being so cowardly and so gutless that they will not come out and say that there was no taillight there. God damn it. The jurors thought the Canton Police Department were so incompetent that they missed 47 pieces of red taillight there. That's not brought up enough. 47 pieces of red taillight. And none of them are upset that, like, bro, nobody made the Canton Police look more incompetent than the state police when they found 47 pieces of red taillight there. Nobody. That they allegedly missed. But go on. It says, following her arrest, Karen Reed and her legal team have asserted there is a conspiracy and cover-up involving law enforcement and witnesses. Okay. Influential figures on social media from various regions have been tracking and amplifying these claims. Multiple Canton police officers have stated that they've experienced harassment from the public while working, spending personal time with their families, and during off-duty police details. Who the fuck cares? What does any of this have to do with an audit of the Canton Police Department? Like that this is their immediate go-to is we're victims. It's the first thing they say. A gathering of individuals supporting the Free Karen Reed movement regularly protests outside the Canton Police Department. Oh no! Oh no! Not citizens protesting the government. Oh, we can't have that. You're not allowed to. The fuck does this have to do with an audit of the Canton Police Department? They chose to be cops. People, like, did they miss Black Lives Matter? Like, are we just forgetting that in the summer of 2020, a group of communists, millions of them, burned down every major American city and the Minneapolis fucking police department? They just burned the whole fucking thing down. They burned it down. The whole fucking thing. Because George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. And they fucking burned everything down. And every cop, the cops literally, not all cops, but some pathetic cops got down on one fucking knee and basically acquiesced to the mob that was throwing shit at them and calling them racist murderers and all this shit. And those pathetic cowards, some of them, not all of them, a lot of them said, fuck off, I'm not doing that shit, got down on one knee and fucking bowed to them. Okay? That's what they fucking did. Are we just forgetting about this? But Free Karen Reed's bad? Are you fucking kidding me? The Sweeneys and Dina are fucking and Tom DeRozier. That's what you're scared of? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. God forbid. So, there have been numerous accounts of officers encountering harassment, both in person, online, including through emails, voicemails, and social media platforms, and YouTube harassment. Oh no, this is all about me. Members of the audit team have received emails and text messages prompting team members to investigate allegations and alleged cover-ups. Oh no, the auditors themselves were alleged to, do their job. The auditors are victims too. While tensions are strained in the community, it is incumbent upon the leadership of the town of Canton to remain unbiased and objective. Any lack of support from town leadership, coupled with vitriol expressed by some members of the public, has negatively impacted the morale of the officers. Oh no, not morale. The following two quotes given by separate Canton police officers during their interview highlight the chasm that exists. One anonymous cop says, "No one in town will care about us until one of us gets murdered. Even then, half the town will probably celebrate that. Oh, poor baby. He's such a victim. Oh, the poor police that are going around and trying to arrest people for fucking rubber duckies They're victims. Oh, the poor baby. Poor baby. We should be nice to them. Somebody's trying to kill them. Nobody, bitch, ain't nobody trying to kill your punk ass. Lanka. Ain't no one trying to kill your bitch ass. We're just pointing out what corrupt, overpaid fucks you are. That's all you are. And all you people, you have declared war on the First Amendment. You're anti-American communist fucks. You should be protested. And ain't no one trying to kill your lame ass. You're not worth it. There ain't no one going to jail for you. Bitch ass. Next cop. Elected officials don't care about us. Elected officials don't care about you. Have you seen your select board? Chris Albert's got a fucking sign in his window sucking your cocks. There is nothing that you could do to John Connolly to make him ever turn against you. Nothing. Nothing. They are the biggest rubber stamp. At the police audit, he stood up and he's like, objection. He didn't know what to do. Oh my God. Now the easiest way to gain popularity or get elected is to publicly trash us. They have no political platform. Just trash the police. That is the political platform. Is the police need to be reformed. That's it. It doesn't even have to be true. Just do it. Oh, the poor babies. Canton Police has average morale as it relates to camaraderie. Interviews conducted by the audit team reveal that officers don't feel they have the support of Canton town officials. Canton officers' morale as it relates to its relationship with the town is low. The audit team has been informed that town meetings in the town of Canton devolve and become contentious and unproductive. Well, maybe because you're running by clowns like Chris Albert and you have fucking meetings at home, like on Zoom and shit like that. You're inviting this circus. And maybe because Chris Albert's on the fucking select board. Maybe that has something to do with it. He literally killed a man. He's a joke. He's not a serious person. And he's the reason people show up. If Chris Albert wasn't on the select board, most of this shit wouldn't be happening. Let's keep it real. Nobody gives a fuck about John Connolly or Tom Theodore or McCourt or any of these other clowns. Chris Albert is the draw. All right. Hiring and training, blah, blah, blah. They need an increased training budget. Yeah, they need more money. That's what they need. Okay. Background. The audit was initiated at the town meeting. Okay. Shifts in staffing. Documentation, blah, blah, blah. The method. Hold on. Let me get a couple. I got a couple. I can't read the whole fucking thing. I got some good highlights here I can send in. Hold on. Give me one sec. Give me a minute. There's one. Thought there was more. Hold on. Give me a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. I got some I can bring up here. Let me get out of this. Yeah, basically they're blaming the people who called them corrupt. It's kind of what they're doing, it seems like. All right, here we go. I got some highlights here I can bring up. Good crowd tonight, too, huh? It's past midnight, and we already still got 6,300 people on YouTube. Nice to see. All right, here's some more quotes from Canton police officers in this audit. These are the most pathetic bullshit quotes I've ever seen. How can I close out this part right here? Can I close that out? Enter full screen. Nope, don't need that. Okay. Whatever. All right. Let's put a little my all right. So here's some quotes. I love this town. They used to love us too. Those days were great, but they're gone. Oh, poor cops. No one in this town will care about us until one of us gets murdered. Oh, poor babies. Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to murder you. I mean, the McAlberts are still walking around out there. Like, keep that in mind. You guys literally allowed murderers to walk free amongst people. So there's that. There was a man in your town named John O'Keefe who was murdered by the and you guys kind of let his killer go free, his killer. So there's that. People in town just keep fueling the false rumors, and it is going to get one of us killed. Rita Lombardi is going to get somebody killed. Oh no. Kathleen Hawley, she's the real problem. I mean, this is amazing how these guys are just so out of touch that they've found a way to make this about them being the victims. They're the problem. I have wanted to be a Canton. Oh, this quote really says a lot. I mean, think about this. I've wanted to be a Canton police officer since I can remember. Maybe that's the problem. If your lifelong goal is to be not a police officer, but a Canton police officer, that might be the problem. And I would like to know in this audit, did they find out like what percentage of the Canton Police Department went to Canton High School, grew up in Canton? What percentage? Because this is the problem. Like, my goal in life is to be a Canton cop. It's towniness. You need people who aren't from Canton to work there. You do. I love this job and this town. My biggest fear now is if I die on this job, will the town continue to harass my wife and kids? What a pussy! What a fucking pussy. No one's going to kill your bitch ass. No one's harassing your stupid wife or your kids. Okay? We're just pointing out that you guys are fucking incompetent. Okay? Quit crying. Oh, I'm the victim. Goes on to say, my wife asks me every day, why would I risk my life for a town that wouldn't care if I died? Every time I tell her, I love this town and the guys I work with. That's why I go to work. What a fucking hero this chump is. His wife's like, why do you, they just want you to die? But I go, I do it for the boys. Get out there for the guys, you know? They don't, yeah, you know, we're out there risking our lives every day. We're investigating rubber duckies every fucking day. And oh my God, I almost got killed looking at rubber duckies the other day. And oh man, and my wife's like, why you're dodging bullets out there and rubber duckies and shit? Why do you do it? And I'm like, honey, do it for the boys. Because somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to look for those rubber duckies. Thug life, yeah. Okay. I would have left this shit show a year ago. But you didn't. There is so much more money being offered by other towns. How much did Gallagher get paid in his final year? Like 300 something grand? They don't pay enough in Canton. Towns that care about their cops. Yeah, like Stoughton, home of Matthew Farwell. Go there. But I'm not going to leave the chief. She could have left 2 years ago, but she stays and gets kicked in the gut every day for us. That's the only reason she is here. She cares about us. Yeah, I'm not leaving. Oh my fuck. This is everything that's wrong. Like these bullshit anonymous quotes are everything that is wrong with this fake ass bullshit police department. Unbelievable. Then they got this piece. The audit team has found multiple members of the Canton Police Department. Where'd it go? Have been subjected to harassment. Oh no, they're victims by residents and non-residents, including a social media figure. It's my fault, guys. I'm the victim. The Canton Police, they did this audit, and as it turns out, the biggest problem is actually Turtleboy. Everything's Turtleboy's fault. In one instance, a social media figure contacted the wife of a Canton police officer and left a disrespectful voicemail on her cell phone, disparaging her husband and spreading accusations about her character. This never happened. I have never contacted the wife of a Canton police officer and left a voicemail, to my knowledge. Can anybody know who I'm talking? Who are they talking about here? Are they talking about Michael Lank? I mean, did I contact his wife? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think so. This better not be about Lizzie Proctor, because she is not the husband or the wife of a Canton cop. As a matter of fact, she's not the wife of any cop, because Michael Proctor is not a cop. He is a civilian. So I don't even know what the fuck this is about. Additionally, now this one, oh my fucking dear God, this one. I can't even, guys. An officer was harassed by the same social media figure while attending a New England Patriots football game. Who knows who this is? I'm going to lose it. Do you guys know who he's talking about? Does anybody know? They're talking about me. Does anybody know which Canton cop they're talking about? This never happened. I got to look up on my Twitter. I got to look into this. See if I posted this. Okay. Lank. From at Dr. Turtleboy. Okay. Let's see. Patriots. You know, I don't know if I tweeted about it or not, or if I just talked about it on the show. Lanka. Let's have Lanka. How about that? Yeah, there it is. This is it. This is the one. I'll show you. This is what they're talking about. So I go, look who I ran into. I tagged Sean in the golf. That's when we were cool. Go, Lanka. I go, look who I ran into. And I'm at the game, and Lanka's right there. And I take a selfie. I take a picture of myself and there's Lanka. Okay. And I went over to him. I didn't say, all I did is I went over to him and I'm like, hey, Lanka. And he looked at me like I had two heads. Like he didn't know who I was. I go, it's Turtleboy. And he just goes, no. And he walked away. No. That was the entire extent of our, again. So this is, I want to read, while looking at this picture, I want to read the audit report. It says an officer was harassed by the same social media figure while attending a Patriots football game. So this is harassment, they said. I said, hey, Lanka. He didn't recognize me. I go, it's Turtleboy. I didn't do it on camera or anything. I did take a selfie from far away. And then he goes, no, and walked away. And this is harassment, according to the auditors. This is, how weak are these people? Like, how weak are they that this is what, I mean, these are all big, brave men on the thin blue line protecting us from dangerous criminals. And also, Turtleboy was mean to me at a football game. I want to kill myself now. Like, what? Jesus Christ. The chief of police faced harassment from individuals during an off-duty assignment at Gillette Stadium. Oh, no. Camp police officers notified the audit team that this social media figure has continually harassed witnesses online and in person, especially the McCabe family. I wonder why they thought they could get away with murder. Probably because the cops would be like, they're victims. This social media figure followed a witness to a high school sporting event, calling the witness a cop killer. You forgot to point out that she killed a cop. Kind of relevant. Also, I didn't follow her there. I went to a public fucking sporting event in Billerica, which she doesn't live in. The social media figure has been charged with witness intimidation by the Norfolk County DA's office. Right. They always put that up. Several Canton officers have reportedly been harassed by the public while on duty. Oh, no. Not harassed on duty, during personal time with family and children, and while working off-duty police details. Who's that one? With family and children? They always hide behind it. And the semen, and the children, and the doxing. It's everywhere. Oh, no. A group of Free Cameron Reed supporters hold weekly pickets at the Canton Police Station. Oh, no. Not picketing. Numerous instances have occurred where officers have faced harassment in person and online through emails, voicemails, social media, and YouTube. Oh, no. I think I read this one already. How about this? Oh, this is the best one. This is the best one. The audit team has found that certain individuals use the Freedom of Information Act to obtain information about ongoing police investigations, budget allocations. Oh, no, not budget allocations, overtime expenditure, and resolved cases. This information gleaned from these requests has been shared on social media. Oh, no. Stop the fight. Guys, somebody did a Freedom of Information Act request almost like they have a right to do that. Like it's part of, our freedom. And then they shared the results online on social media of all places. Oh, no, they're victims. For instance, Canton Police responded to an attempted suicide in 2019. Officers responding to the scene saved the individual's life. Good. And a Canton police sergeant received an award for his actions. On Friday, February 27th, the audit team was contacted and informed that the individual had actually been murdered by the Canton Police, and this was part of another cover-up. The audit team located the individual and confirmed they are alive and doing well. So, a what's called a nut job contacted this audit team and was like, yeah, this person who's alive is fucking murdered. And they just add that to their somehow that matters, like a crazy person. Instead of just dismissing them, they're like, oh my God, better put this in our audit. Holy shit. How about this? Such requests strain the Canton Police resources as officers must devote time and effort to fulfilling these requests. Oh no! They have to spend effort doing their jobs and, following the law. It's not, guys, you're the fault. Like you're following the law. That's illegal in Canton. You're making the police do work. So you're the bad guy. Like, this is insane. For example, a citizen who received a traffic violation used FOIA to request details on all the instances in the town of Canton where drivers were pulled over and ticketed using their cell phones while driving. Requests such as these place a significant burden on Canton Police Department resources. Oh, so that's crazy Jen O'Donnell. She did that. I remember that. And crazy Jen O'Donnell is in fact crazy. She messaged me the other day saying she wants to that she's sorry. She didn't even say what she's sorry for. She has no fucking clue. Jen O'Donnell can go fuck herself. I have nothing but hatred for her in my heart, and I will never forgive her. She can get fucked. She's a crazy person. But guess what? That's part of the fucking job, police, is dealing with crazy people like Jen O'Donnell. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big fuck, because as crazy as Jen O'Donnell is, she does pay your fucking salary. So there's that. Interesting. But you're not allowed to FOIA. You're a bad person if you do a FOIA. All right, next. This is the funniest one. Look at this fucking picture. Outside a hearing on the Karen retrial, a social media figure confronts Chief Rafferty. Are you fucking kidding me? Confronts her. I'm a social media figure. This is a picture I voluntarily posted. It was taken by Peter Murphy, a former Canton cop. And I'm not confronting her. I'm standing at the bottom of the stairs smiling. And she, this Menopausasaurus Rex, comes down the stairs and gave me the look of death. And we all just looked at each other like, what the fuck? I didn't say a goddamn word to her. This isn't confronting. This is a lie. This is a made up defamatory lie that the Canton Police Audit Committee defame me. And I honestly want to I'm like, should I sue their asses? I didn't fucking confront anyone. And look at this one. Free Karen Reed picketers in Dedham, by the way. This looks to be in Dedham, not Canton. And a sign mocking Judge Canoni. Oh, no. Not mocking a judge in Dedham. We can't do that. Oh, no. How about this one? Protesters supporting Karen Reed and a text message sent to Chief Rafferty. Free Karen Reed, stop the corruption. Oh, we wouldn't want to do that. Justice for John. We wouldn't want that. Oh, there's Paul with his fucking shirt off. He made the audit. And then there's this text message that Helena Rafferty says she got July 27th from Matthew. She actually put the name in. Let the process play out. How about giving Karen Reed her life back? She had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars and spent 2.5 years dealing with Brian Albert's murder. The best you guys can do to help her is edit surveillance camera video from the Sally Port. You're a disgusting, corrupt bitch. When you die, I'm going to piss on your corpse at your wake. Better have a close cat. If she's already dead, who cares? But I don't think he's actually going to do that. And how the fuck did he get your number? I have a lot of questions about this. I have a lot of questions, but these people and their just instinctive ability to just immediately victimize themselves is just insane. Insane. And what's this thing? The audit team examined 75 investigative files. In a specific case, a Canton police detective's inappropriate relationship with a drug-addicted individual. The detective received a 10-day suspension and was demoted from the detective division. Was reassigned, but a formal complaint proceeded. Did they talk about Kevin Albert at all in this audit? About how Kevin Albert got drunk on the job and left his gun and badge in Michael Proctor's car? Did they talk about that? Did they talk about how Kevin Albert, after the Canton Police Department was conflicted off of the case, still got a hold of Katie McLaughlin and brought her to Michael Proctor? Did they talk about that at all? I don't know. So anyway, we'll stop there with that. Let me read some turtle chats to end the night, shall we? Okay, Aggie sends $50 and goes, I appreciate everything you've done and still do with the same energy. The confidence, dedication, and resilience you've demonstrated is admirable. Have a great rest of your week. Well, thank you very much, Aggie. Brandy sends $5, goes, how and why is Miss George doing an interview on a channel when there's a gag order in place? I'm so confused. Please make it make sense. Wait. Victoria George is doing an interview right now. Is that true? That's wild. If true, I haven't seen that. I know exactly. I thought this was an audit, not like a cry session for fake victims. Oh my God, there's so many fake victims out there. It's insane. Sandy sends $10. Goes, what's up, Doc? Great show as usual. Got two trivia tickets for you to give away as gifts. Well, thank you, Sandy. Wondering how you want the QR codes forwarded to you. Let us know, please. Thanks much. Hope it's a great night. Chicago supports you, buddy. Free Karen Reed. I'm not sure. Can you send me an email at turtleboysports@gmail.com and we'll figure that out, Sandy? Thank you very much. Melissa sends $50 and goes, this audit has me heated, and I live nowhere near Massachusetts. I've been obnoxiously screaming on Facebook. I can easily read through the bullshit. The key players are puppeteering the Commonwealth's narrative, just so happened to be mentioned in this audit. I know, make that make sense. This was not an audit on the Canton Police. It was a bought and paid for Commonwealth playbook. The defense should, and still shit on them a little bit. The defense should take this for what it is and leave it well alone. Much love from a passionate supporter from Montana. Come visit. I was in Montana a couple of years ago. I loved it there. Went up to Glacier National Park. We stayed in a town called Dayton, right on Lake Flathead, I think it's called. Beautiful lake. Love Montana. I would relocate in Montana, Indiana. I'd love to live in a state like that. That'd be cool. Thank you. Candace sends $25. Goes, Hank is the nerdiest vagina repellent loser I've ever seen. He is vagina repellent. Beverly Cannoni needed to be impeached last year. Turtleboy is the truth. We love watching you work. No one is better at exposing corruption than you. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Candace. I appreciate the kind words. Katie sends $250. Woo! Thank you, Katie. And says, listen, if you get to meet Keith Morrison, I hope you use this post. Just joking. But being honest, he's like my bucket list besides you, of course. Karen is a rock star, and so are you. Be proud of what you have done. Also, I'm Team Snacks. Love it. I know. I'm a little too Team Snacks, so thank you very much for that one. You're too nice, Katie. So, okay, let me just refresh that, make sure I didn't miss anyone. Michigan Megs sends $10. Goes, over a year ago, I was watching Court TV and I saw you being interviewed by Vinnie Politan. I didn't know much about this case, but Vinnie brought up your charges, and then I went down the rabbit hole learning about you and Karen and the truth. I've been a diehard Free Karen Reed person since your words reached all the way to a small town in Michigan. It made me a forever turtle rider. Well, thank you. I'm glad to see, that Vinnie Politan going on there has got, helped spread the word. So thank you very much. Okay. Cash apps here. Do we have any? Emmy sends $20 and says, Canton Police Department audit, ? Love you. Well, thank you. And sends 10 and goes, I'm impatient. Let's fucking go. Fuck the Commonwealth. Love you. Well, thank you very much, Emmy. You are too stinking nice. Let me just one last refresh so I don't miss anyone. Kay, this is the last one I'm reading, sends $5. It goes, Canton Police should have had you on their payroll. I'm just kidding. I have one more. Since they spend so much of their audit auditing you. I know. Is this an audit of me or the Canton Police Department? Unbelievable. Sylvia sends $60 and just says, hey, you, Sylvia. I appreciate that very much. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So anyway, I don't know if anyone else has anything else to say. But yeah, I love all you fine people. And tomorrow is another day of jury duty or another jury picking, whatever. So hopefully we get a good jury. So pray for Karen Reed, pray for your boy Turtleboy, and brush your teeth. All right. You guys have a great night. Peace to your bum crease.
It calls for data including calendars, alerts, reminders, notes, text messages, pictures, or videos from April 1st, 2023 through and including October 5th, 2023. 7 months.